live and archived games. Read about the teams and players. Relive the big moments. Every season, the Trib Live High School Sports Network is your home for high school sports. The best seat in the house is on Trib HSSN.
It's high school football 2026 on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Our game tonight brought to you by Edgar, Snyder, and Associates. It's 5A, 4A, but it's two schools that are close to each other, not unfamiliar either, kind of rivals. Moon comes from 5A. Montour, the homestanding Spartans, are in 4A. Both of these schools are in the top five, respectively. Moon in 5A, ranked fourth, according to the Trib Live. Montour is ranked third. And Bob Orkwis, alongside Tyler Aaron, Edgar is running the show tonight from Montour High School. Moon last year, semifinalists, 9-4, 4-1. They moved this year. Last year they were in the Allegheny 6, the tough conference. They're into the Northeast Conference, where they last year in the semifinals lost to Pine Richland, the eventual runners-up. They are now conference mates with Moon. Montour back in the Parkway Conference. Their record last year, they had two losses, both coming to Newcastle. One of those came in the playoffs when a 14-13 4A playoff game where they won for two, and a failed two-point conversion gave Newcastle the victory. But it's always exciting, right? It's opening night. We're fired up. The weather's beautiful. Hopefully it's a great ball game.
You couldn't ask for a better night tonight. Stadium lights just turned on to our right just a couple moments ago while the intro was running. Barely any clouds in the skies. And again, you said two teams or two high schools with a very close proximity. Well, to get to Moon, about 5.9 miles and an 18-minute drive to get there. But it's been a long wait for this moment right here. Precisely 278 days since the WPIAL championships in Acrisure Stadium. Well, it all resets now. Move on to where I'm ready to go.
Montour's fired up. Our colleague Sean Saputo had a chance to chat with Jacob Habadell and Abe Kolodinsky back at Acrisure Stadium. Here are their thoughts on the upcoming season.
Here with the Trib Live High School Sports Network, we're here with Jacob Habadell and Abram Kolodinsky from the Montour Spartans. Guys, let's go back to last year. First round, you guys draw Newcastle, losing a tough one. What did that do to motivate you guys coming into 2026?
Of course, it just added fuel to the fire for this offseason. Tough ending, close game, should have been ours. But fuel to the fire, like I said.
I mean, obviously I thought we were winning the whole game. Shot ourselves in the foot in the first half, running the ball down their throat. We open up first drive, 4 or 5 yards a pop on the ground. You can't ask for more. Just sometimes it doesn't go your way, and that night it didn't.
What's been the plan in the summer? I know you guys have been talking. You're both on the line. You're probably working out together and everything, getting ready. So what's the goal 2026-wise?
So we've been doing a lot more tempo. I mean, we can run down your throat. We have the best line in the WPIAL. We have the best skill guys in the WPIAL. We have the best coach in the WPIAL. There's not a defense that could stop our offense.
I want to hit on that. I like how you brought up Coach Sarah. Talk about playing for him and what he means to that Montour community.
Oh, he's awesome. Everyone in Montour knows who Coach Lou is. He's a good guy, but when he needs to be mean, he's going to be mean. He's always hard on us, but he does a lot of stuff for us, and he's just an awesome guy.
I mean, like I said, he's a great coach, one of the smartest minds in football. There's not a coach I'd rather play for in the WPIAL.
Season outlook, what's the prediction? Championship coming Montour's way?
Absolutely.
10-0 WPIAL championship, state championship.
That was a media day at Acrisure Stadium. That's where most of these schools want to end up. 2 classifications will not play. There 4 will play their championships at Acrisure Stadium. Moon is on the road. They'll be in the all-whites tonight with the red numerals, the red trim. Montour in the home blacks, black and gold, kind of a theme in and around the city of Pittsburgh. For the Spartans, Lucero, year number 22. He's got 224 wins at Montour, 309 career wins. Year number 10 for Ryan Lynn. He's got 53 wins, leading Moon. Montour will get the football first. So we'll see their offense to get things started. But first, we'll get to see Archie Collins. He's back deep along with Amari Marshall. And also Xander Stern, again, mentioned in our pregame. Stern doesn't come off the field very much. Jackson Wheeland, whose brother was a kicker for Moon, will kick it off. As it teed up at the 40. We'll kick it from right to left. We'll get underway. High school football 2026 on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. To the far side, Amari Marshall at the 11. Over the 20, cuts inside, flag flies. He's going to get rolled down near the 30, but I thought I saw a flag. Yeah, there was one at the 26. It is week 1, so we could see a lot of those. And we've got one play and one flag, so we're batting 1,000. Is that the right sport, Tyler? That comes in the spring,
close.
right?
Yeah, they did move up the flag up to the 30-yard line where the official flag is.
That's right. So if it goes from there, it might be 10 yards on a hold, which it is. So it looks like Montour will start approximately their own 30-yard line, their own 20-yard line after the penalty. See a lot of Archie Collins, who's got a whole bunch of offers. Actually move him back maybe to the 19. Let's see where they set this. Call it the 20.
Yeah, you mentioned Archie Collins last season, 252 yards on the ground and 28 rushing attempts. Receiving-wise, just about the same number, 23 receptions, 265 yards, 8 touchdowns.
He's got a whole bunch of offers. We'll see a lot more of them this year. Bennett, they get another flag. He fakes the handoff, but Brandon Bennett to the near side is over the 40, and he's caught near midfield, spins into Moon territory, but there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. There was some motion with the motion man coming from far to near, and that might cost Montour. That might be their second penalty of 2 plays in this contest.
And see Bennett cut left to right on a stutter step moving, a ton of open space, and there's a false start call on Montour. So completely negates the play and back into the 5 yards.
So they're negative 15 to start this season. Not what you want to do, but that's what Bennett will bring you. I believe it was Collins who came in motion, or Marshall. Those two are threats to get the ball on the run, too. But this will put Montour first and 15 now at their own 15. That was a big gainer, over 30 yards for Brandon Bennett. That is negated. Noah Halaja is the center. 6'1", 270 junior. His brother Jonas played here at Montour. High snap. Bennett knocks it down. That's loose. Still loose. Bennett scrambles near the 14. He gets back on it. That's actually at the 9. That's a loss of 6 more.
And Archie Collins was the first Spartan to get to it, and he couldn't get onto it because two Moon Tigers pounced on top, and he kind of swiped it back with the backside of the leg and kind of kicked it back to Bennett to go pick it up.
That's what helped because Moon was almost on that. 2 penalties and a bad snap. It is minus 21 yardage-wise to start the season so far for Montour. Mentioned it is the first week. You'll see this a lot. They are backed up inside their own 10. They're going to reset Collins. They're going to have to call a timeout because it took too long. It gives us a chance to let you know that tonight's broadcast brought to you by our friends at Edgar, Snyder and Associates. Edgar, Snyder and Associates. They're proud to support Western Pennsylvania student athletes, families, and communities. Edgar, Snyder and Associates, a local law firm helping local people. Somewhere along that sideline, Tyler, hopefully Montour, maybe en masse, is taking a deep breath. Not the cleanest start for the Spartans.
Yeah, that's all you really can do now is take a deep breath, kind of settle yourself back into the game. Because once you're able to settle into it, good things are going to come. Montour's just going to have to find that breakdown.
So they're at the 9. It's first or second and 21. They need the 30. Holding on the kickoff. Motion on the first play, and then a bad snap on their first snap has set them up at the 10. They will motion Collins out, empty set. 3 right, 2 left. The lefty Bennett will throw wide open down the middle, and it's Stern. First down and more. Xander Stern into Moon territory, still on his feet, dragged down from behind by Dublin Jacoby, but all the way to the Moon 33-yard line.
The formation, 1 on the left, 2 on the right, created a ton of open space on the right-hand side. Bennett saw it the whole way. A little slant route by Stern brings in that big game for Montour.
So they spotted at the 33. That'll be a 58-yard pickup. Stern was wide open. There's a penalty against Moon. It is a first down at the 33. That'll get you out of the shadows of your goalpost and get you into plus yardage. 58 yards on the first hookup for Xander Stern last year. 45 receptions, 776 yards, 11 touchdowns. Receiving 15 total. Men in motion, Collins, fake. They go opposite, and it is tied up there by Richie to follow the 6', 260-pound tackle. He makes the stop on Bennett. That is a loss back to the 38, 5 yards. Got a Montour player and a Moon player tied up, and a flag down on the far side of the field.
Yeah, that's Mari Marshall as well as Deontay Henry. I know both of them were grabbing at each other's jerseys, and you saw the flag down, and then Marshall hit the deck.
We had a loss of 5 for Bennett, but those two were into some extracurriculars away from the play. It is a rivalry, as we mentioned. Both of these teams know each other, even though 5A and 4A, and you mentioned it, less than 6 miles apart. We'll get the official penalty call. If it's offsetting, it'll be a 2nd and 15 for Montour, which would be another negative yardage play. It's just going to be against Moon.
Looks like just a personal foul.
That should be enough for a first down. To the 23, that'll be the second first down, first via penalty for Moore. So you got -5 on the Bennett run, 15, the other personal foul going against Moon. You said it was Deontay Henry, right? The quarterback / cornerback who gets called for that personal foul. Their first penalty against the Tigers. First and 10, 23-yard line for Montour. Collins is behind Bennett, a lone man in this pistol formation. Another bad snap. Bennett has to fall at the 35. Wow. That's a loss of 12. Second bad snap.
And communication just a little bit off so far between Noah Hala and Brandon Bennett. See, Moon's defensive line really gets to the quarterback quick. We saw in the last 2 plays, both with the follow and Drew Robinson.
Pair to look out for in the middle is Jameer Eggleston, freshman nose tackle for Moon, 6'4", 305. The nose guard already has an offer from Pitt. Bennett gets the snap, wants to run, tucks it up, breaks a tackle, throwing wide open. Oh, it's Stern. Had 6, but it was just out of the reach of Xander Stern.
Well, when Bennett came back into the pocket, trying to plant down his back foot so he can lob it up, and he slipped and he had to recollect himself, take a couple steps forward, and by then you're already off balance on your throw. That's why the throw went over the
Tyler, Stern was so wide open. I think Bennett wanted to run that, but you can't overlook the fact that there was no one around Xander Stern.
There's at least no one between a 15-yard radius around Stern.
Third down, 22, 9:11. Clock stopped here in the first quarter. An uneven first drive for Montour. They will send Mark Mathey in motion. They run into each other. Trips to the left. Bennett has the snap. Straight drop. Now he rolls to the near side, directs traffic. Throwing down the middle. This time, Stern goes up and he can't get it. He got a step on the coverage of John Anderson, who's an Olsh transfer for Moon, but Stern couldn't come down with it in the end zone.
This is a great job coverage-wise by Anderson. You saw Bennett wanted to send him downfield, and the throw was just a little bit out of the reach, very similar to the last pass on Stern.
Stern has one reception for 58, 2 other targets that have not found the mark. This would be a long field goal, so I don't think they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it, not go for the place kicking for Montour. You could pooch this. You got Bennett with Collins as a sidecar to the left in the shotgun. Bennett will roll that way, step up. He's comfortable to run, switches the ball inside the 30, inside the 25, spins near the 20, brought down by Justice Mall. And it is a pickup of 15 for Brandon Bennett, but short of the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Moon. Their first possession should come at their own 20-yard line.
That was a great block in the middle of the run by Tyson Beardring, the starting tight end, on Moon to help get Bennett a couple extra yards. But still, it's you might be an elusive quarterback, but still, it's really difficult to run through 4 different Moon players in order to get that first down.
Tyson Beardream goes 6'5", 235. He's got offers on his ledger from Eastern Michigan and Buffalo for the junior. We should get the Moon offense for the first time in this one. So you had 1 big play, 58 yards, 2 penalties for Montour, 3 negative plays out of the 4 for Brandon Bennett. So you can chalk that up, I guess, Tyler, to game 1, week 1. Bennett got stretched out. That's another week 1 thing that you'll see, a lot of cramps potentially. Bennett will play both ways. He's also a free safety. We're talking about offers. Brandon Bennett has a bunch of those. Akron, Buffalo, Akron. Xander Bush is an Akron grad to my right. Connecticut, Kent State, amongst others. Brandon Bennett, who's uncommitted, was on the Post-Gazette preseason. Fabulous 22. Now we'll see for the first time this year, as the third stringer last year was Dante Henry. Dante Henry Jr., dual threat quarterback. He's got an H-back to his right. He's got a running back in Giuliano Alston to his left. Resets at the line of scrimmage, that modified no huddle that teams will use. First possession for Moon at their own 20. Nothing there. Alston swallowed up. There are 5 black jerseys. You can pick 1 or all 5 if you want. Tyler.
You could definitely go all 5, but the one that really stood out to get there was Kolodinski from the defensive end of the 71, senior 275. There's a flag.
It's a loss of 3. Kolodinski at 6'3", 275, as you just said. You heard him along with Halajah in the pregame talking with Sean Saputo. Flags in the backfield, so if you could decline this, most likely you might take the loss of 3. Maybe it's against Montour, which would be their 3rd penalty already, which would help Moon. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Montour. So -3 and then plus 15 on the 3rd penalty, and that'll give Moon their initial first down at the 32-yard line. We've had 4 penalties combined, 3 against Montour. Moon gets the first down after Alston was dropped for the loss of 3. He's a sidecar. No, it's a different running back as a sidecar. The H-back is now to the right for Moon. They've got twins to that side as well. I believe it's Matt Smarsh, who is the sidecar to Henry. Now, again, Henry is comfortable running a football. He ran it more last year. Didn't have a lot of throws as a 3rd-string quarterback, but was used as a running back. He'll fake it to Smarsh and come to the near side. Dante Henry tries to get away from Archie Collins. He can't. That's a pickup of 5, though, for Henry's first carry of 26. Collins will get some looks as a defensive back as well. Archie Collins' sister Amber, by the way, is on the girls' volleyball team here at Montour. It's a 4-yard pickup for Henry. So we'll call it 2nd and 6. More action now in the backfield. It's more filled. Dublin Jacoby's the tight end, is really the H-back. He's to the right. Smarsh stays in there. They could just be blockers for Henry. like they were in the last play. Henry will get his first. They're wide open. Lobs it to Terrence Anderson. Inside the 20. Spun down by Bennett. Nearly 16. Big gainer for the Tigers. Henry to Terrence Anderson. Yes. Was it Terrence Anderson? Did I get that right? Oh, excuse me. It's the other Anderson. John Anderson. I knew I would do that.
Well, it was a design where it looked like it was a run, and it pulled Marshall initially, and then for Anderson, he's left wide open down the near sideline. It's just a picture-perfect throw, release, and the catch for a big gain for them.
It's a 59-yard hookup from Henry to John Anderson. Blue throws it out in the flat to Matt Smarsh. He is dropped for a loss of 2, though. Xander Stern. I mentioned he'll call his name a lot. He will rarely come off the field. Smarsh will call that a loss of 3 on his first catch. Second completion for Henry. Second and 13. Deontay Henry, who is actually a Swickley Academy student and then transferred to Moon. There was a co-op between those two schools anyway, but Henry is now at Moon full-time. Handoff. Smarsh coming to his left. Wrapped up. Spun around. Spun down by Abe Kolodinsky. Tall loss of 2 back to the 25.
That's just a great read, a great play.
Let me check that. That's a loss of 7, Tyler.
Kolodinsky, he got out of the tackle initially, and there's just nowhere we can go when you have Kolodinsky coming right at you.
6'3", 275. He grabs Smarsh, who goes 5'7", 165. And Moon is flagged for a penalty, which is declined. Actually back to the 26. We'll call that a loss of 8. Both of these teams, a lot of negative numbers. 2 big passes, a 58-yarder for Montour, a 59-yarder for Moon, but they're now third down for Moon at their own 26. They need the 5, so that's 3rd and 21.
Very similar first drives for each team. Both big plays happening the third play on each drive, with Stern with the 58-yard reception. And then
Henry quarterback draw, cuts it up. Met by Dylan Liddell. It's about an 8-yard pickup for Deontay Henry. Gets some of it back. It's the 18. This would be a 35-yard field goal if they bring up Jackson Whelan, and they will. Trying to get the first points of the season on a long field goal. Clock's nearing the halfway mark. This will be a 35-yarder near the near hash mark, so the angle is left to right. Weiland, the senior. Actually, we're going to call this. Nope, they do get it near the 45. That is up and good, but a flag was thrown. Is that going to cost Moon 5, which could change their decision? Or would they give them 5, which would make it an easier field goal attempt? I thought that made it inside the far upright. Get another penalty flag. That's been the story of the first 6 minutes and 9 seconds. It's against Moon. Their second penalty. Delay of game.
that's definitely not what you want, especially when you're setting up for a field goal attempt. And even harder on your kicker.
Cristiano Canole is the holder. This will be a 40-yarder now for Jackson Weiland. Again, the angle stays left to right. If he misses it, Montour gets possession at their own 20-yard line. Snap is good. Kick is up. He's got the distance. Finds it. 40-yarder drilled by Jackson Weiland. Moon has the first points of this game, their first points of the season on a field goal from Jackson Weiland. And even as it is, you'll take the field goal.
Absolutely. 40-yard try, you'll take the early lead.
Moved him back 5 yards. He was undaunted. Drilled it through anyway. 7-play drive, which started at their own 20. And they got inside of the Montour 20, but penalties pushed them back. But they do have a 3-0 lead. The Tigers on the road. Well, let's see if they settle in, right? Montour, uneven, one big play. Moon, uneven, one big play. But they've got points.
Well, you always want each and every drive that you have to go better and better. So it's good samples for both sides so far. Let's see how they can elevate it here on each second drive.
Collins is in the middle. Last time it was kicked to the far side. That's where Amari Marshall is. We'll go towards him again. Might not get there. Oh, Moon almost got that. If I could get my wedge to check up like that, I'd be a much better golfer. Did it go out of bounds? Is there a penalty afterwards?
There is a flag sitting.
The flag came late. They are spotting it at the 23, which would be a procedure call. So Montour had the chance to either make them re-kick or take the ball at the 35. The Moon player who went after that ball, Tyler, I believe, is the player who was injured behind that Montour huddle across the way. But it almost stayed in bounds enough for them to get that on a kind of elongated onside kick.
Well, the kick had a backspin to it initially. And then when it ended in front of Marshall, it just kind of kicked back towards where Moon was coming from. And there was a little bit of space. I don't know, maybe Moon got a piece and it kicked down on the far side. So it's hard to tell when there's 7 players in the vicinity while trying to get the football.
It might be 28, Christian Richard. He's okay. Maybe lost his wind. Maybe fell on the football. He's a defensive back. So he runs right back into the huddle. He's a cornerback, starting cornerback. You're talking to Lucero. Cal U guy, by the way. My alma mater. I got on campus in 1984. Guess what happened?
Mario Lemieux got drafted.
That's a great. Well, that's a big. Outside of me getting into college, which was surprising to mostly everyone. Cal 21, Bloomsburg 14, PSAC champions that year with Lucero, who played on the team with his brother Joe. Let's see if it was Montour with a penalty afterwards. Ryan Lynn is out on the field. You can see him to the left of your screen pointing, take him back, and it might be another penalty against Montour.
Yeah, the battery really wants the football. Now he'll get an explanation with the officials.
It moves it back to the 20. Not sure really what the penalty is. So for the second possession in a row, Montour starts at the 20. Here it comes. It's a procedure call against Moon. Holding against Montour. Could use a microphone. So they put up the 20. Did I get that? Procedure and holding, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Offsetting penalties.
It is week 1, so we'll get through it eventually. Montour at their own 20, trailing 3-0. Collins behind Bennett. Moon sneaks up, Dublin Jacoby to the near side. Collins trying to get the edge. 25, 30, protects the football. Still on his feet. They're going to bring him back to the 35. They will. Collins on his first carry gets 15 yards and a first down for Montour.
Well, Dom Baker threw down a really great block towards the end of that run to help Collins get just an extra couple of yards, but still well enough for a first down. When you have a ton of space on the field and you're already going that way, take as much open field as you can and just go along with it. It's what Montour has done so far so well on offense. 17 Division I offers already for the sophomore Archie Collins. Fakes it. Bennett runs behind him, cuts it up the middle. Brandon Bennett with a good pickup of 8 to the 43, 2nd and 2 for Montour. It's Dublin Jacoby the tackle there for Moon. Jacoby can't get his hands on Bennett and kind of trip him up. Bennett could have went on further.
Last year for Moon, Tyler, Dublin Jacoby was a defensive end They moved him into the inside linebacker spot. So you've seen him chasing the ball the last 2 plays. 2nd and 2 for Montour. Bennett will throw. Quick out far side. Stern. Great tackle. Great read. Great stop by Deontay Henry. And it's going to be 3rd down and long for Montour. Back to their own 39. That's a loss of 4.
Henry read that perfectly, like reading a page out of a book. Right there on the tackle.
That's a great read. You got to make the tackle. And he did. 2 catches now for Stern. First one for 58. This one went for -4. So 3rd and 6. Montour at their own 39. They'll need the 45 to move the sticks. Clock is inside of 4 minutes to go. First quarter, Moon up 3-0 at a 40-yard field goal by Jackson Weiland. Bennett will throw empty set. Hit. Breaks away from the tackle. It was Jacoby. Bennett, first down. Near midfield. He's knocked out of bounds by Justice Mall, but that's what Bennett can do. He pulled it down. He got away from the ankle tackle. Tyler picks up the first down for the Spartans.
And that is the Brandon Bennett way there for Montour. You put the ball on him in his hands, good things are going to come. He used every bit of muscle and speed that he got to get to that first down, and he did it and more.
8-yard pickup. 1st and 10 Spartans at their own 47. Bennett's got an empty set. Technically, he's got Verdream, the tight end. Tyson Verdream was the tight end. H-back to the near side, stays in the block. Plenty of time for Bennett. Airs it out for Xander Stern. And he's hit early by Lucas Hope. And it's going to be pass interference against the Moon Tigers. That'll be back-to-back first downs for Montour.
It was one-on-one coverage down the near sideline here. Just too much touching, I guess, earlier on as the ball's coming in. As on Richard.
Well, it was underthrown, which actually helped lead to the penalty.
It was also a slow snap getting into the hands of Bennett. It was almost like a rainbow throw as well.
I like higher levels, just a 15-yard penalty here in high school, so that gives Montour 1st and 10 at the Moon 38. They've now got 4 first downs. Stern's the guy, obviously. He's been targeted on every pass this game, I should say. This year, I guess works too. And he's sure-handed. Handoff, Collins, into the line. He's hit, stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Give credit really knifing it from the right side to follow, and the big man, Jameer Eggleston, swallows him up.
Right there
And at 305, swallows him up.
Right there at the center of the line, just give him a great big bear hug. And you have all the muscle to bring him down. Got some help to out of the front line for Moon.
2nd and 10, maybe a half a yard, so we'll still call it the 38. Collins has 2 carries now for 15 yards. Bennett has 6 carries, but 2 of those were bad snaps, which cost Brandon Bennett negative yardage. Collins is a sidecar right. Bennett runs counter to that. And look at the big guy chasing Bennett down. Eggleston drops him at the 32 for a pickup of 6, 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Eggleston's been a big threat here early on the front line. Exactly who you want.
Listen, if the big guy as a freshman is making tackles like that downfield, his offers will grow exponentially.
Absolutely. Especially underclassmen. He's only going to grow and grow as he progresses through his 4 years at the high school level.
3rd and 4. They need the 32. Actually, the 28. They're at the 32. Bennett, high snap. He'll follow Collins, come to the near side. First down and more. Brandon Bennett inside the 5. He's in to the end zone. Brandon Bennett for 6 from 32. And the Spartans are in front 6-3. Took 6 plays to go 80 yards, and Brandon Bennett, the dual threat, rolls down the near side and into the end zone. Last year, he ran for 414 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's got his first this year from 32. Dalton Young on that, try to have the extra point and give Montour the 7-0 lead. Extra point is good.
Just a great run by Bennett on the right side, find the open space, and then it looked like for a couple moments there that Christian Richard was going to be able to cut him off, but Bennett able to use the extra little bit of sideline that he had to get around Richard, and Richard two-hand pushed him right into the side of the end zone.
Bennett saw it coming, and Brandon Bennett at quarterback. Tyler, 6'4", 215. He's part of the 1,000 club at Moon. There are 14 players, many of them linemen, right, as you expect. The 1,000 club, you need to bench press at least 225, and then a bench, a squat, and a deadlift, all totaling 1,000 pounds. I could potentially make the Century Club with those numbers, but Brandon Bennett is in that club. So not only is he shifty and a dual threat and a great defender, but he's strong as well.
Yeah, I'd probably be sitting at the Century mark with you too.
If I bench 25 pounds, 20 times, maybe, 10 times gets me to 225.
Yeah. You can get there.
It's been a while.
It'll be.
I'm trying to save the last shred of rotator cuff I have in my right arm. So kickoff by Young, and he'll get a touchback. And all 4 possessions, 2 now for Montour, now 2 now for Moon, have all started at their respective 20-yard lines. Montour has the first touchdown after Moon got the first points on a Wyland field goal.
We saw how Moon was offensively on the last drive, able to really bring it downfield, but Montour did a great job halting them after the big game on the last drive, and that 58-yard reception to John Anderson. We'll see how Moon can respond now, because again, it's week 1. You want to be better and better at every single drive. If you use the 3 points as a foundation.
Drive 2 for Montour, Tyler, much better than drive 1.
Absolutely.
Clean things up.
Always best to end it with a touchdown.
We're going to get a Montour timeout, their second timeout.
Looked like a ton of miscommunication on the front line defensively for Montour. Tyson Beardream was a little bit confused with the timeout.
Better to take that now. I'm getting used to this, by the way. Newly added to our scoring this year. Timeouts. I caught up. Montour's already burned 2 of those. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Edgar, Snyder and Associates. We thank them.
From the first kickoff to the final whistle, Edgar, Snyder and Associates is proud to stand behind our local high school athletes. Because strong teams build stronger communities. Edgar, Snyder and Associates, supporting our communities and winning.
Thanks to our friends at Edgar, Snyder and Associates. Flip out to the near flat. Justice Mall. Dragged down near the 25 by John Batch, a linebacker. That's a pickup of 5. Third completion for Henry. First reception for Mall.
Yeah, Batch did all the work. And linebacker MJ Lucas was there on cleanup.
If you're asking about the familiar last name of Batch, that is Charlie Batch's nephew. John's brother played on the team. Actually, John Batch's brother is now a sophomore defensive back at Maine. Daniel also played in the Big 33 game a couple of years ago. Shotgun handoff. They're running to the right side. That is Tyreke Hogan. Tyreke Hogan, does he get the first down? I believe he got the 31. Tyreke Hogan gets 6 and a first down as he runs a sweep to the right.
he got open space on the right side. He just turned on the afterburners. Go, 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 go. Cut inside. Get as far as he can. That's what Hogan Jr. did.
He's a freshman. Gets the first down as we'll tick inside of a minute to go in this first quarter. Henry in the shotgun. His sidecar will be Hogan, who is on the right. Twins either way for the Tigers. Quick hitter. Has his man, John Anderson. Makes the catch, hit immediately for a pickup of 4 to the 35.
We see it all game when Brandon Bennett's in coverage. Leaves them, whoever he's covering, about 10 yards of a buffer zone. So make tons of sense there to find right over to Anderson quickly and get as much as you can before Brandon Bennett's able to get
They just sat down and take 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Sidecars to the right this time. And it's Giuliano Alston back in there, the senior. He switches now to the left after the modified huddle. They don't have to snap this, but they will. It'll be the last play of the first quarter. Pass out intended for Ty Clater. Nearly intercepted. 0 on 0. It was Batch and Clater. It's incomplete as the first quarter comes to an end. Actually, it was Xander Stern who made the breakup. First quarter in the books from Montour High School. Montour 7 and Moon 3 back after this on Trib HSSN.
You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week. You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week.
Back for quarter number 2. Moon with the ball, trailing 7-3 here at Montour with Tyler Aaron. Bob Orkwis, Trib HSSN, brought to you Edgar Snyder and Associates. First time Henry going deep, intercepted by Brandon Bennett. Overthrow down the middle, 40, 45, 50. Bennett tripped up, but he's back into Moon territory. He's brought down from behind by Sebi Vandetti, but first turnover of the game favors Montour as Henry is intercepted by Brandon Bennett.
Well, Henry fired it deep, and there's 2 open receivers down the middle. I don't know really if it was going more towards Anderson or Clater there, but Brandon Bennett was so far back and the ball was going so far over. Bennett's there to make the play, and we know how elusive he is at the quarterback position. Well, what can he do on defense? The same exact thing. It turns into a big game after the interception.
Moon was called for 2 men in motion. That's declined. It'll be 1st and 10 Montour at the Moon 36 after the INT. Leading 7-3. Bennett gets the interception. So that's the first turnover of this game. And a good return by Brandon Bennett. Actually caught the 42. We'll make it the 41 officially by the scoreboard. But plus territory for the Spartans, who are up by 4. And Bennett could be on either side of the football when he gets to the next level. Got a whole bunch of offers already for the junior. Pitt's got one of them. Miami of Ohio, Maryland, West Virginia, UCLA as well on his list. He's the lone man in the backfield. Empty set. Collins in motion. That's a pass forward. Collins jet sweep. Turns it up. Spins it inside the 25. Near the 22. Did I say flag come down? I did. So we'll have to sort that out. Yep, flag is down near the 37 on the jet sweep pass to Archie Collins.
Yeah, that one came in the backfield after Collins was able to find his way past the first down marker. This one could be coming back and being on Montour.
It's a hold. If it's from the spot, it is. So it's a 4-yard pickup on the pass. So Collins will get credit. And then, well, that's 4 penalties now for Montour. They'll take them back to their 47-yard line. Going to make a first down and 16. Like getting the ball to Collins, one of your playmakers. On that jet sweep. Really is a run, but when you push it forward like that, gets credited as a pass. Collins is sidecar right to Bennett, the southpaw quarterback. Fakes the handoff. Loses his man on a nice jab step. Another flag is down. Bennett just runs it out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 2, but most likely a hold in the backfield. And yellow just keeps piling up on Montour.
Yeah, especially on back-to-back plays, if this is going to be another holding call. Not what you want to do, especially after a big shift after the Brandon Bennett interception, and just offense just going the opposite way of where it needs to go.
Oh, they're going to get a warning or a personal foul on the sideline. They marked this from the 49. So that's a loss of 4 and then 10 more from there. It's either a personal foul or a sideline warning against Montour. Lucero was chirping a little bit across the way. Could have been an assistant coach too, but
We'll see what it is here.
if it's unsportsmanlike, it's going to be 2 penalties. 10 on the hold, 15 on the unsportsmanlike, and so much for the plus territory on the interception, Tyler.
Yeah, now you're pretty much on the line where Brandon Bennett initially caught the interception because he caught it around in between the 35 and the 30-yard line, going back the correct way.
It is first down and 46 yards. I don't know if there's a page in your playbook that can get you a first and 46.
I just call that first down and across the county. That's about where
You might. You almost – the first down marker is near Moon High School. That's how far away it is. Can you pan Xander to the right without getting the window? I want to show you our view. Well, I'm trying to get a shot of the skyline if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to the left, rather.
I can't get it.
Okay. Because we can actually see downtown Pittsburgh from here, which coincidentally is where that first down marker is. So, but thanks for trying.
Probably closer to Acrisure Stadium than Montour is on the field.
We're only 40 seconds now into the second quarter. Stern wide open! In stride! So much for the negative yardage! 76 yards! Bennett to Stern. Touchdown, Spartans!
Who needs running the whole way across the county when you have Xander Stern in a wide open field? Throw, spot on, Stern's got it, on the run. Take it across the county, Xander, and into that Montour end zone.
First and 46. And they go 76 yards for a touchdown. Stern over 100 yards receiving. Bennett now over 100 yards passing. It'll be Dalton Young on to add the extra point. 14-0 Spartans after the big hookup. promise see from Xander Stern and Brandon Bennett as a passing catching duo so far. And so is Montour.
Yeah, definitely been the story so far. And remember, it all started from an interception by Brandon Bennett to get it started. And even with all signs pointing towards Montour not getting points, Bennett to Stern is all you need to hear to bring in 7 more points on the scoreboard.
3 catches, 130 yards now, and a touchdown for Xander Stern, who is a 3-sport athlete, by the way. Plays basketball, and also baseball.
And you can also see on screen with it being darker outside the life at Montour. Something that's been around for a couple seasons now. Light shows after big plays like Montour just had.
Kickoff, Moon has it. Oh, the guts! Trying to find room there was Ty Clater. Given name Tyrone, nickname is Ty or Ty Ty. Ty was thinking TD on the middle of that kick return.
And he 100% would have got it if it wasn't for Adam Pollard able to drag him down as he was coming up the middle. That's a great tackle from the angles to bring him down. Well, that makes this back to a 1-score game.
32 now. Well, it starts at their own 32 after the Clater return. Against South Allegheny offers for Ty Clater already to transfer. Syracuse, Virginia Tech, Deontay Henry, little comeback screen. It's Ty again. I like those little tunnel screens, if you will. How about a big guy? Hey, Kolodinsky makes the tackle downfield, but not after a 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Montour rushed 2 in at Henry. Henry had to make a quick decision just to dump it off. He's able to get it done, or else it could have been a big loss for the Tigers.
2nd down and 3. First catch as a Tiger for Clater. 5 completions on 6 attempts for Henry, but all inside of 10 yards. So short passing game. He gets the modified huddle. He's got a double sidecar. So power, actually that's a tackle. And a tight end to the left. Twins left, sidecar left. Let's see if they run that way. They're going to have to take a timeout.
There's a flag sitting at the 49.
Up, it's a delay of game. So they did not get the timeout. That is their 4th penalty. Montour has already had 6 penalties. 2nd and 3 becomes 2nd and 8 for Moon. Henry relays the play. Shotgun. He'll run it to the left. Cuts it over the line of scrimmage. Gets over the 36. Near the 37. Deontay Henry picks up 2.
Yeah, Keyshawn White there on the tackle too for Montour.
He's a senior. He's one of those linemen we talk about. Returning starters.
Yeah, 6'1", 250.
3rd down, 6. Henry modified with Alston as a sidecar to the right this time, and now he'll switch to the left. Clater split to the near boundary. Twins left. Deontay Henry will throw. Throws it up for Clater. Knocked away. Good coverage by Stern, and also careful as floating over was the free safety, Brandon Bennett. It's knocked away. It'll be 4th and 8.
It's just good coverage there by Stern just to come back on it and just throw your big paws up and swat it away. That's all you could do there.
Xander Stern, by the way, 3-sport athlete. He's 1st team defensive back, 2nd team on offense, 3rd team as a punter. He's also 1st team as an outfielder playing baseball. His older brother, Zach, played at W&J baseball, where he won a couple of PAC championships. He was on the NCAA regional, all-regional team and all PAC tournament team this year. Zach Stern was. So athletics running in the Stern family. Another whistle. As the interminable first half continues. Another delay of game. Two of them on this drive. So that'll be 4th down and 11. That gives Montour a free 5. Careful of the return, guys. Collins to the far hash. Stern to the near hash. They're at just inside the 30 and 35. Back to receive this kick. Kick is off the right foot of Lucas Polk. Short. Takes a moon roll. Keep it away from the return men. Still rolling for the Tigers. At the 37-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it there, but that football looked like it's going to bounce right around the 41, 42-yard line. And it just decided to take a classic right turn and just keep on trickling his way down.
Again, you need that. Can you guys help with my iron play? Because my iron shots don't roll like that. Of course, they're rarely straight, too. So,
Yeah, you talk all this golf. I still have to go to the clubhouse and buy some new clubs because of my height. My pitching wedge is maybe about half the size of my leg, and it looks like I have scoliosis when I hit.
I don't have that excuse with my pitching wedge.
And I always do poor with my pitching
It's
wedge.
mechanics somewhere along the way for me, even after all these years. 1st and 10, Montour leading 14-3 at their own 20. By the way, shout out, we say hi to John, formerly from around the area. He's watching us all the way out in Colorado. Bennett on the move. 40, stiff arm, kind of missed it. He's dragged down over the 45 near the first down marker by Christian Richard. Go get 10 in a first down for the Spartans. Maybe 9. Wait, see if they move them. It should be enough. It is a first down. By the way, shout out to Montour, the digital yard markers across the way. You can see at the top of your screen. The down marker digital. Yeah. Love that.
There was a little bit of confusion because the guy set it to 2nd down, but the chains already started moving and he had to reset it back to 1.
So 10 more for Bennett. He's got a 32-yard touchdown and a touchdown pass of 76. Collins is hit, fumbles the football, and Moon is on it. John Anderson recovers the fumble near midfield.
Yeah, Archie Collins tried making a move out to the right side and didn't see the hit behind him. Knocked that football clean out of the socket. Ready for the Tigers to figuratively pounce on that ball. And now best field position to start all day for the Moon Tigers.
One turnover now either way. Bennett had an interception. Collins fumble picked up by John Anderson, the Our Lady of Sacred Heart transfer. Moon is in plus territory for the second time. They had that big catch by John Anderson earlier, but then they went backwards. But they did connect on a 40-yard field goal. This time they start at the Montour 49, right on the logo here at Montour. Bennett is off. They've got this stack formation with Stern and Bennett, but Bennett, you mentioned it, that's almost a 15-yard cushion. Got a linebacker inching over too. Henry looking down the middle, no one there. Had a wide receiver coming from the far side, maybe on a skinny post. Sevi Vendetti, their top returning receiver, but nowhere close.
Yeah. Could have also been there for Anderson on an inside slant route too as well, but both receivers just kind of stopped as soon as it came out the hands of Henry.
You're saying, what's he doing? Well, you're expecting your receivers to get to the end of the route. So sometimes it looks bad to the quarterback. Saw that a couple times, even yesterday with the Steelers on an interception where the receiver went out, the ball went in, and our guy, H2P, DeMar Hamlin had the interception. Henry to run, scrambling to the near side, cuts it in. Stern with a tackle, but Henry gets to near the 42, which would be a 7-yard pickup, but 3rd and 3.
That was great awareness there by Henry. At the very end, cuts inside rather than coming out towards the sideline. I mean, you wouldn't be on clock watch and trying to run the clock per se, but you just gain maybe an extra yard, maybe even 2 on that carry.
Well, it stays with the staff to the near boundary. The two wide receivers closest to us, twins the other way. Chris Miller is the running back. He becomes a sidecar to the right of Deontay Henry. 5 to snap it. Henry will run. Henry will cut. Henry will get stuffed in the middle by Jacob Halbadil, the senior at 6'2", 275. It'll be 4th down and 3, no gain.
I'm very curious to see now what Moon does. He tried to run the last 2 times, and Montour's done a very great job in stopping them. Now it's 4th and manageable. This isn't no 4th and 22, 4th and 26 like we've seen a couple times on either side so far in the ball game.
Jacob Habadell, one of the leaders. Moon could burn a time out. Just keep it in Henry's hands. He's relaying a new play to the receivers who are split to the left. Gets the snap. Throws it. Deflected. Dead. A pick 6 coming the other way for Montour. It is Dylan Liddell. It was deflected and picked off. And it's a 42-yard pick 6. And Montour is in front, 20-3.
Got to give all the credit to Tyson Veerdream. Defensive end coming off the right side. Hands up, deflected. Liddell's there. Pick up the loose change in the air and take it back for 6.
Second interception. Veerdream makes a deflection. That's why you have the tip drill. Jacob Young trying to make it 21-3. And he does. So Bennett's interception, despite a whole bunch of penalties, led to a touchdown pass. And Dylan Liddell's pick 6 from 42 yards after the Veerdream deflection goes directly for a score, and it's 21-3 Montour. Our coverage tonight of this contest brought to you by our friends at Edgar Snyder, whether it's supporting local schools, giving back to our neighbors, or helping injured clients. Edgar Snyder and Associates is proud to be part of the communities they call home. Edgar Snyder and Associates, a law firm helping injured people.
You look at this Montour defense, responsible for 14 points on that board so far. Last touchdown being from Bennett.
So Bennett picks off the pass, runs it into Moon territory. A whole bunch of penalties made it a 1st and 46 for Montour. And he just threw a touchdown pass of 76 yards to Zach Stern after that. And then on 4th and 3, Veerdream deflects the Henry pass. Liddell picks it off and rumbles 46 yards. Or 44. And it's a touchback and another possession at the 20. So 2 interceptions. The Montour had fumbled. Collins had fumbled, which gave Moon that possession. But Montour, the defense, makes up for the turnover.
And now if you're Moon, you have to have some type of response now. You're looking at over a 3-score deficit now. You can't let it get any worse than what it is.
Well, we talked about 26 seniors, right? So that's a lot. Even their depth pieces back to Ryan Lynn. That's a lot of football players to replace. And he's right. His philosophy is we've got 5 non-conference games. They don't get into conference play till week 6. So there's plenty of time to work on that. Plenty of time, of course, left in this one with 6:41 left in the second quarter. But it's a 21-3 lead for Montour. There's a run to the right. That's about a 5-yard pickup. Another Deontay Henry carry. Second down and 5. Well, just over the 25. It's 8 carries now for Henry. It was mostly a running back last year. He's comfortable with that. Fakes the hand up, runs counter to the right, tripped out. Nice job by Dalton Young, the senior, from his free safety spot. Trips him up. Gets to the 28-yard line. 3rd down and 2 after the 3-yard pick.
Yeah, Dalton Young made 22 tackles last season, had 1 interception of his own.
The wide receiver in Vendetti splits to the right, single coverage out there. One to the near side is Clater. Henry will run. Lee Shifty, a windy run. He needed 2. He'll get 2 and a first down. Drop there by Montour's Keyshawn White. 5 first downs now for Moon, 6 for Montour. Dante Henry is very comfortable running that football from the quarterback position. No throw. Nope. It's going to cost Moon 5. Let a pre-snap penalty. Let us their 6th penalty. It'll be 1st and 15. Ball back to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, these last couple drives, penalties really hurting the whole mojo of the Moon offense.
There's no mojo. There's all these penalties. Can't be in first and unfavorable situations behind the sticks.
Yeah, well,
Although it didn't affect Montour in that one play, but they've had enough penalties. Each team has been penalized 6 times already.
now, he had the 2 delay game penalties last drive. Now here come the false starts.
First and 15, Henry will throw. Pressure comes. Rolls right. Heaves it off the back foot. Has Clater. First down and more. Fighting near the 30. Still on his feet. He was fighting with Pollins and John Batch. But that's a huge gainer. 55 yards and a first down for the Tigers.
Oh, it was Clater and Bennett deep down the field, and the throw came a little bit underthrown. Clater came back, initially caught the ball, and the little stutter step move inside is all what he needed to break past Bennett.
Pass is incomplete. 120 yards now for Henry as a quick pass was incomplete. He's got a 59-yarder to John Anderson and a 55-yarder to Ty Clater. So they're trying to respond after getting a whole bunch of penalties on this drive. They do have a field goal. They scored the first 3 points. Montour's got 21 unanswered. Man goes out. Miller to the far flat. It's Henry rambling up the middle. Stumbling near the 10-yard line. Caught the 11. Give him 19. And a 1st and 10 for Moon.
That's a great run. Inside, break a couple tackles, and just keep on going. Now, Moon knocking on the door, getting their first touchdown in the red zone for one of the very first times today.
19-yard pickup is the biggest on the ground for both Henry and Moon. First and 10 from the 11. Inside handoff. It is Ty Clater running to the left. They'll get about 4 to the 7. It'll be 2nd and 6 from there. Clater gets his first carry. Tackle by number 58, Ricky Herman. Ricky Herman and Collins on the tackle. Look at Miller busting to get off to the sideline. He just did. Handoff. Nope, it's Deontay Henry trying to go left. And an ankle tackle handing up for dear life. Deontay Henry keeps your base.
Got a flag down at the very beginning of the play, too.
Did he not get off in time?
That's what I'm wondering, because the flag came out as soon as the ball was snapped by Henry, right at the 6-yard line.
He was about a yard, maybe 2 from the near sideline, so he wouldn't affect the play. Looks like it. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the initial call is, but
he didn't get off, so it's 2-minute motion. So that's penalty number 7 against me. He's a called against me. So scratch the Clater run. Ball comes back to the original line of scrimmage, the 11.
Back to the 10-yard line, back to the 11-yard line.
Now we see Moon burn their first timeout. Yeah, this is a much needed timeout here for Moon just to regather themselves. It's the furthest you've made it onto the field so far in the game. You want to make sure you walk away with some bit of points here, whether it's 3 or 6.
Already got 3, love a 6, right?
Well, you definitely want to get a 6. You bring it back into a 2-score game. You still can with the field goal here. It's just you're going to have to get 2 touchdowns and then go for 2 on at least one of the 2 drives.
Party time, dinner time, family time, anytime. It's a great time.
Not only a great coach, but Lucero, also the athletic director, and Montour, great hosts for us here on our first football coverage for us. Tyler Aaron to my left, Xander Bush to my right, running the show. Bob Orkwis. I'm the grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
That is a politically correct way for me to say I'm old. Good to be with you guys and good to be saying hello to everyone watching us. We're new this year, streaming our football broadcast on YouTube. Also on Twitter, or X, still Twitter, the old guy.
I still call it Twitter.
2nd and 10. They fake the inside out off. Henry runs opposite. Henry gets into the end zone from 11. And Moon has their first touchdown of the game and the season, an 11-yard run for Deontay Henry.
It's a great run. You fake the handoff. You fool a couple Spartans to go left. And then you just got to beat just a couple of Spartans. So exactly what Henry did to get into the end zone for the score.
Well, that'll break the 21 answered run. They send Weiland on for the extra point. It's already got a 40-yard field goal. Trying to make it 21-10. And he does just that. So credit to Moon. They've overcome mistakes. Montour's overcome mistakes. It's an 11-point game with 3:14 to go before halftime. Big play on the drive, the big hookup from Henry to Clater. And then Henry also a 19-yard run, Deontay Henry, and a 10-yard run. Got to differentiate because Chance Henry, who played at Central Valley, then played last year at Bishop Hoban, he's nearing 3,000 career rushing yards, was named eligible this week by the PIAA. So he will play for Moon, just not tonight, according to Coach Ryan Lynn.
And once when he gets in the line, it's going to be a big piece added for Moon out of the offense. So you could take really what you see for both teams week 1 with a grain of salt is what I like to say. As again, Moon's got a significant number of non-conference games left. They don't have their first conference game till October the 2nd.
They play their 5th game, their non-conference game is at West Allegheny. Welcome back, Bob Falco, home, by the way. And Ryan Lynn called that a luxury to have the 5 non-conference games. Well, they have no home games because of construction. 2 games at Robert Morris. Their other game on 10/16 against Penn Hills is a home game. That's an FMB stadium, home of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds at Station Square. High short kick. Montour backpedaling. Mark Bethea, but he's knocked out of bounds by Richard at the 25-yard line with 3:06 to go here in the second quarter. Bethea makes the stop or the catch, and Richard. Well, they're saying Hogan. So at their own 25 for Montour, they've got a 32-yard touchdown run from Brandon Bennett. Xander Stern, a 76-yard reception from Bennett, and then a 45-yard pick six from Dylan Liddell. Moon has a Wheeland field goal, 40 yards, and a Deontay Henry 11-yard touchdown run. Montour one time out left. But they've had big plays, despite getting negative yardage on bad snaps early and penalties. High snap. Bennett throws it to the right flat. Collins makes a man miss. Archie Collins' flag is down. Collins still on his horse down the far sideline, dragged down near the 30, maybe inside the 30, but again, a flag went flying on the far sideline. Nice tackle by Chris Miller, which technically is a touchdown saving tackle, depending on what the penalty is.
Oh, everyone seems to be moving back, so leaning more towards Montour. But again, it was well after the first down marker. So
Archie Collins' father, by the way, is the secondary coach at the University of Pittsburgh. Detroit native. He played his football at Michigan State. Also coached at Central Michigan. He's been coaching at Pitt since 2018. So there's some athletic bloodlines for Archie. I believe it's Archie fourth, maybe. There's a hold against Montour.
14.
So it goes as a 6-yard completion. And then 10. 7 penalties either way. Well, no surprise that was intended for Stern. Good coverage on the play by Giuliano Alston. It's incomplete.
Covering on the play.
yeah, that one just too far out in front. You saw the vision there, what Bennett was trying to do, just trying to get him back deep downfield.
Well, Tyler, easy to see Xander Stern's athleticism. So I'll play baseball. Speaking of that, I want to say thank you and wish you good luck. Longtime head coach Bob Janita for Montour Baseball retired. He's a great guy. His son Brock plays at Duquesne, so he's going to follow him. And his daughter's at in South Carolina. She's a manager of the baseball team. So he's going to follow his kids around. So thanks for all your help over the years, Bob, and safe travels. Good catch. Cutting back to the outside is Stern. That's a good tackle. Was that Richard who came up?
Stern.
Because Stern cut it in and then back out. It is. Tackle made Christian Richard.
Kept them inbounds too, so the clock is running.
It's a pickup of 11.
Brings up third down and 4.
4 catches now for Stern. 141 yards, but it's third and manageable now. 3rd and 4. You mentioned it, clock will hit 2:10 and turning. So we got a Moon timeout.
Timeout.
Moon's lucky they got that off because there was some miscommunication here on the near sideline. Richard wanted some safety help on Stern, and when the ball got snapped, Richard wasn't looking at Stern, and Stern was already getting ready to get about 3 steps in front of him before Richard started to move.
Have we seen Bennett to Stern in this game yet?
I think so, just a couple of times.
Well, that's a good timeout, right? If you're going to leave Xander Stern in single coverage or no coverage, good timeout by Ryan Lynn. Each team now with 1 timeout remaining. Exactly 2 minutes to go before halftime.
Thank you for your information.
Yeah, because that was going to be a one-on-one coverage here on the near side with Stern and Richard, and it almost turned into Stern 10 yards and nobody else around him like we've seen a couple times.
After the timeout, Montour 3rd, and we'll call 3 now. Give them the 32. They'll need the 35, so 3rd and 3. Again, Bennett can run. He has a touchdown run of 32 yards in this game. He's thrown a touchdown to Stern from 76. He also has an interception defensively.
You're down.
They empty it out for Bennett. Now they put Collins in motion, fake the handoff. They run counter. Bennett turns the corner. Guess what? Flag is down. He would have had the first down, but well, if you believe Joe Caliguire, it's against the Moon. Joe Caliguire, by the way, the left tackle, the junior, his Uncle Dean at Pitt, played in the NFL. Joey's given name is Serafino, named after his grandfather. They run a restaurant, family.
An Italian restaurant called Serafino's.
It's a hold against Montour, and another penalty that has hurt the Spartans.
And all you got to do is hope this penalty here and late in the second quarter, you're looking at halftime. You hope this just doesn't kill your drive. Because you went from 3rd and 3 the whole way back.
Well, they got a touchdown at 1st and 46. Need I remind you again about that big play?
That'll probably be a play you won't see anytime soon. 1st and 46
So
like
I
that.
got a peek. Xander's great camera work. I caught a peek of the Montour playbook. Lucero says, just throw it up to Xander Stern. We'll see what happens. Good things happen, right?
It's a good play to have. Absolutely. Stern's made a number of big plays so far in the first half.
So 3rd and 3 now become 3rd and about 12.
Empty backfield, too, behind Bennett.
Again, both of these quarterbacks comfortable running the football. Both Henry for Moon and Bennett for Montour touchdown runs. Good time. Bennett sees a hole, it closes, makes one miss, makes two miss. He'll get the first down. But he puts his shoulder down. He said, I'm in the 1,000 K club. He lowered his shoulder against DeAndre Henry Jr., but a first down and a pickup of 13.
There's a good play design, too, by Moon. Because
maybe he should have lowered his shoulder.
Yeah, Bennett's still down. But still, it was a good play design by Moon initially because he had 4 people lined in the middle to stop Bennett. But we've seen how Bennett is all game. Got through all 4 of them.
Hopefully he's not hurt. They're looking like they're stretching out a cramp. So the shoulder, maybe not the issue. Cramps, and again, it's very comfortable for us, but when you're running around in full pads on a Friday night, great weather, by the way, after some rain earlier. 71 degrees here in McKees Rocks.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
We could bottle this up with us, take it around on our travels.
Love to keep the weather around till November.
I mentioned John in Colorado. He said it was 92 in the afternoon in Colorado. So
then
we've got much better weather back home in Western PA.
In that case, I'll take the 70s weather. Just gorgeous out all week. Still stretching out that cramp on Bennett.
Well, he tucked it over and he made a couple of players miss, Tyler. That's what Brandon Bennett brings. Of course, he stays on the field a lot, so cramps when you're playing offense and defense and you're running and you're picking up an interception and going 30-plus yards on the return, you're bound to cramp up. We'll see who the backup quarterback is. The good thing for Montour on the 3rd and long, they did pick up a first down, so they've got a fresh set of sticks. Let's see if Collins is in at the direct snap. It is Archie Collins. Oh, he can do it all, so that's not a bad second option on a direct snap.
I know deeper down the depth chart, you got Dalton Young, too. Took a couple last season as well.
He'll follow the lead blocker, Liddell, to the right. And Collins is dropped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And he got tripped up early on when trying to cut down through the middle. And when you get tripped up like that, it'll just throw you right off of balance.
Well, the stretching and the Gatorade apparently worked. Is that they still drink Gatorade nowadays? There are about 75 different variations of sports drinks nowadays. And
well, those are Gatorade jokes, at least here on the Moon sideline.
Sure, Bennett is back in. Moon does take their final timeout with 1:03 to go on a 2nd and 10. Come up at half. We'll try to peek in at the bands from our venue here, atop the press box at Montour. Always like that, part of the atmosphere on Friday nights.
Always, it's what makes the whole experience of Friday Night Lights. Used to be a musician myself, still am from time to time.
Without me, I sing in the car, much to the chagrin of my kids at sometimes.
Great at choir. You got
no musical talent. My son is learning to play guitar, so
okay.
I don't know where he found that. It wasn't from my genes. 2nd and 10 after the timeout by Moon. Then they cannot stop it. Montour does have one timeout, leading 21-10. Bennett, maybe a design run, directs traffic. He likes to send those receivers long, flips it down the middle. He had his man open, but it's underthrown, intended for Archie Collins at the 33-yard line.
Now, Collins did exactly what Bennett wanted to do, go downfield, but throw just so far in front. And Collins slips up, trying to come back to try and make a play on.
It's maybe 3 or 4 times we've seen Bennett when he scrambles to send those receivers deep. But he underthrew Collins. Inside of a minute to go now before halftime. Personnel changes coming in for Montour. Plenty of time on the play clock. They'll go with a pistol and now a shotgun. Trips to the near boundary. Let's see if Bennett rolls that way. He takes a straight drop. Pressure comes. He steps up. Flag flies. Heaves it down the field. That's good coverage. Intended for Dom Barron. Coverage by Justice Mall, the safety. Might not have counted anyway. Moon will decline this. It stops the clock. Gives them a chance to get the ball back, even though they are out of timeouts. It is a hold, and that is declined against Montour to be 4th and 10. And now we will see, I believe, Xander Stern punt for the first time. Not that he hasn't done anything else in this game, but I told you he rarely comes off the field. It was as a punter, honorable mention. No, he was second team as a punter. Honorable mention as a DB. First team as a wide receiver, Xander Stern.
Punted a total of 1,070 yards and 34 punt attempts. Averages his punts at 31.5 yards. Longest last season, 46 yards downfield.
Moon has two safeties back deep near their own 25. Stern, a little bit of a rugby style punt. Kicks it towards John Anderson. Calls for a fair catch, but it's short. Bouncing around, takes a moon box down at the 29. Moon down 11. They've got 34 seconds left here before halftime.
Down in 10 for the Tigers.
We've seen a big pass play to John Anderson, a big pass play to Clater. Moon was certainly like one of those here late, trailing by 11.
Well, especially since if you get points, Moon's going to get the ball when we come back in for the second half. So if you can take down this deficit a little bit, you come back in to start the second half and you put up more points, you can make it a one-score game.
We've seen a 40-yarder. Whelan kicks a 35-yarder. There was a penalty. He just drilled the 40-yarder, so that's a big weapon. And you're right, Moon deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. Henry Delta Henry throwing it up there, intercepted. Second pick of the game for Brandon Bennett. Dragged down near the 37. 3 interceptions now thrown by Henry. All 3 turnovers for Montour via the intercept, and that's another cramp for Brandon Bennett.
First down and 10.
It's a great interception by Bennett. I saw the vision there by Moon. You throw it down deep. Maybe you potentially set yourself up. You have timeouts to use.
Did you see the vision by Moon, or are you talking about the Moon in the left end zone, which is eclipsed the horizon? It's full, and it's bright and big, enhancing the setting here at Montour High School. That was the red moon earlier this week, or something like that, right? For those of you who are into astronomy.
Wonder if...
Isn't it red moon at night, sailor's delight?
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty sure that's the tall tale. And then it's, or no, maybe it's pink at night, but you see pink in the morning, it's sailor's warning, I think is what it is.
Something like that.
Yeah, it goes something like that. But my dad used to say
Neither
it all
a
the
sailor
time.
nor a fisherman am I.
I am not either.
When I take my son fishing, he catches it. I call it nap time because I'm sitting there while he's got 4 or 5 fish and I've got nothing. So now does Montour air it out, or do they just take a knee and regroup leading by 11? And again, Bennett, third time he's been stretched out with cramps. Second time he's got an interception defensively.
I know. Well, we see Montour all game take big chances, big risks, and it's panned out for him. So now if you're Montour and you're able to put this in the end zone on maybe a deep throw to Stern.
Now, Collins is a wide receiver slot left, so a different quarterback. You mentioned Young. I couldn't tell if it's number 9. When they try to draw Moon off, they did not. It is Dalton Young in a quarterback. Let's see if he throws it out.
Yeah, Dalton Young had 2 passing attempts last season, went incomplete on both of them.
He's also a lefty. Throws it. Almost a good adjustment there by the receiver, but it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage by the linebacker, Dublin Jacoby, the middle linebacker. Maury Wright was the intended receiver, so Young's pass is incomplete. Still 17 ticks left in our first half.
Bennett's got his Gatorade in him. He's coming back on the field. And Young coming out.
Could be Powerade. That's another
Yeah.
popular drink.
But there's so many now that it could be.
It's that bio steel stuff that the hockey players like to drink. I was in a carton.
And what is it now? Body Armor, I think, is.
Body Armor is another one.
Now.
He'll hand it off to Collins, who tries to get the right edge. 40, 45, pulls over a man into Moon territory. It's still 9 seconds left.
That was Justice Mule. And he went over to pick up that first down.
17-yard pickup for Archie Collins. That makes it a little bit more interesting. You do have a timeout left. You're in plus territory at the Moon 47. Although Bennett might want to do it, I don't know if you risk running him with those cramps. He likes to run. He's got a strong arm. He's maturing at that position, according to Lucero. He's got trips to the near side. He'll look down the middle, step into it, throws it left. Home run ball. It's intercepted. Christian Richard stepped in front of Don Barrett and makes the interception at the 2-yard line. Second turnover of the game for Montour with 1 second left. 21-10, so an 11-point lead. As Montour outscores Moon so far, 14-7 in the second quarter. Assuming he would just hand it off and run it up the middle for Moon. A nice interception, good coverage by Christian Richard, the senior cornerback. Another one of those players in a depth role has stepped up with the graduation of 26 seniors for the Tigers, who were semifinalists again last year, losing to Pine Richland. Now they're in conference in the Northeast Conference with Pine Richland.
Yeah, Richard's definitely going to be one of those key pieces all season long for Moon, really showing it.
Henry's under center for the first time. You have to. And he'll get 2 in the final play of the first half. It took us a while to get there, but we got there. And here at home, look at that. Setting the mood for halftime. Montour 21, Moon 10 again. We will keep it here. And we'll try to get you the halftime entertainment from the marching bands here from Montour High School Football 2026. Our coverage tonight on Trib HSSN is brought to you by Edgar, Snyder and Associates.
Please welcome for your halftime entertainment, the Band of Excellence, the Moon Area High School Marching Band. This year's halftime show is sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. As a proud supporter of the Moon Area High School, Clearview Federal Credit Union is committed to helping you achieve financial success. Whether you're planning for college, saving for the future, or just need some financial guidance, we're here for you. Clearview is closer than you think. Visit us right down the road or go to clearviewfcu.org to learn more and start your journey toward financial success. The band is led on the field by field conductors Gia McConaughey and Karen Miller. Our first selection this evening will feature the unforgettable power of Bonnie Tyler, bringing a bold, dramatic sound to the field. This is Holding Out for a Hero. Our next selection will turn up the energy with the infectious hit by Rose, featuring Bruno Mars, guaranteed to get the stands moving. This is APT. And is under the direction of Nick Martin, assistants Abby Dickinson and Alan Fair. Auxiliary instructors are Cindy Good and Jen Martin. Thank you for your attention and support, and as always, go Tigers! Please welcome to the field the one and only Montour High School Spartan Marching Band. Tonight, we are excited to present our 2026 halftime show, Guardians of the Galaxy, Lasso Mixtape. Track one. Every Austin month starts with a song that makes you smile. Our adventure begins with the unforgettable sounds of Got a Feeling in September. Track 2. Every awesome mix has that one song that makes you want to roll down the windows and sing at the top of your lungs. Featuring the Montour Majorettes, here's Escape. The Galaxy's dance floor is officially open. Featuring all of our spots, it's time to feel the beat with Gloria Esteban's Manga. you for your kind attention and your reception. Direction or demand seating. Assistant directors are Britta Bell, Mackenzie, and Nick Kovnagel. Squad coaches are Elizabeth Jones, Tara Bridell, and Ida Rossano. My name is Abby Swank, the voice of the Montour Band. Go Spartans!
You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week. You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week. You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week. You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week.
That is a great night. Thank you again to Edgar Snyder and Associates. So Moon deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half of the third quarter. They'll await the place kick from Dalton Young, who's got a couple of touchbacks on his ledger. Also threw a pass when Brandon Bennett was battling Prince. Back in black. Makes sense. For the black fitted Spartans here this evening.
Although it's the Boone student section that's in all black.
They're going to try a little reverse with student section psychology.
It looks like the theme for Montour could be Hawaiian.
Yeah, I saw some Hawaiian shirts on the way in. Ball back to the one. Returnable for Moon. 15-20 near side. And being forced out of bounds. They're the 25-70 Vendetti, who's also a baseball player at Moon. The Tigers down by 11 started their own 25-yard line here in quarter number 3. Both teams with 7 penalties in the first half. 5 total turnovers. Moon with 3 interceptions. Montour 3 interception and also fumbled. So it is week 1 and it is non-conference for both of these teams, but they are rivals. You always want to be 1-0, especially when you're at home like Montour. We'll see what the second 24 minutes at least brings us. Deontay Henry ran for 62, 3 for 119. Takes the pitch, go run it up the gut. Hog tied by Abe Kolodinsky. Grabbed his shirt, pulls him to a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, Keyshawn White was there too in the middle, able to bring him down as well. But again, it all started with Kolodinsky with the jersey grab.
He stopped the momentum, right? And then that's what you want to do. Have your mates come and help you out. 2nd and 8. Henry's got the only touchdown for Moo on an 11-yard run late in the second quarter. Got a sidecar that goes in motion to the far side. That's Tyreek Hogan, and another run for Henry. Likes to do that. Again, it was a running back primarily last year.
Maybe 3.
We call it 3rd down and about 4 for Moon at their own 31.
Henry wanted to fool Montour's defense a little bit by a little pitch play to Tyreek Hogan Jr., but Hogan was so far out of the play already that there really wasn't much to fake out.
Yeah, a lot of that's miscommunication because you're right. He did go in motion to the right flat. And you're really not going to pitch that. 3rd down will throw. He'll lob it up there down the near sideline. Xander Stern knocks it away. He was stride for stride with Ty Clatering.
Just the speed you speak of is Stern, and I honestly thought he had it until he hit the ground. Ball comes and pops out.
Snyder reached in and knocked it away because I thought Stern had INT number 4 for Montour. Lucas Hope will punt for Moon. Collins is not very deep. He's at midfield. He and Stern. So he could be looking at a good field position. His last punt took a good roll. It was high and short. Too many men on the field for Montour. That could be a 1st down. Legal substitution. Moon, excuse me. Flip it, and it's against the white and red.
Against Moon, back in 4 yards.
So it'll be 4th and 9. That'll cost them 5 yards. Both Stern and Collins are at the logo for this return.
And now they move up into mid territory.
And again, the last one was high and short. Let's see if that's intended strategy. They're right at midfield, the return, man. Punt will go from left to right. It's a good kick. It's going to go over their heads. It's at the 30. Takes a Montour bounce, but you're looking at plus territory. Montour starts at their own 32. Big time kick on the first drive of the 3rd quarter by Lucas Hope, the senior.
Actually, that'll be 33. Spurs will have their first time.
What about 50-plus yards in the air?
That was a really good kick. Montour underestimated the power.
Now you've got film, right? You got one short and one deep. See if Bennett comes back out. Had a good first half running for 73 yards. Throwing for 170. Touchdown in each of those categories. Battle cramps, though. Did have 2 interceptions defensively. And they will go Wildcat with Archie Collins to start the 3rd quarter. Actually, Collins is the running back. So I apologize to Dalton Young, who hands it off. And Collins, of course, there's a flag now. Collins goes for 7 to the 40.
Yeah, this one's going to go against Montour. Dalton Young, as soon as the flag was thrown, started to have a little bit of a conversation with the head official.
This against Montour. That's their 8th penalty. 8 penalties aside in this one.
Penalty goes against Montour.
So spot foul looks like the 47th, which would be a 4-yard run for Collins, and then minus 10 from there. Take it back to the 27. First down beyond the sticks. We've seen that a lot both ways tonight.
Too many times to count.
Well, coaches will not be happy about that. Nor will the players when they look at the film. But again, the caveat is it's week 1. You had one scrimmage either way. Montour scrimmage Peters Township, Moon scrimmage Central Valley. The late handoff to Collins from Young. Stop. It was Amari Wright, excuse me, on the carry. He loses 2.
Carter Jackson with it from number 11.
Carter Jackson. And Jacoby on the tackle. Takes it back to the 25. Loss of 2.
Second down. And 20.
Second and 20. Well, I mentioned they converted a 1st and 46 with a 76-yard touchdown pass from Bennett to Stern. Bennett back in, throws underneath to Stern. Another catch. Look at him rumble. Turning, first down. He'll get 19.
That's the Bennett Stern effect. You're able to get the second guy back into the game, and Bennett, first play, goes right to Stern for the first down.
Writing that down, the Bennett Stern effect. But I'm stealing it. It's been in effect, right? We've seen it. That's 5 catches now for Stern for 161. Bennett up to 189 throwing the football. He'll run it to the right. Comes back to the left, breaks the tackle. Bennett 50, Bennett 40, Bennett 35, spinning to the 31. Brandon Bennett. A big pickup. 26, 27 yards.
I mean, it's missed tackle, missed tackle, missed tackle, missed tackle, missed tackle.
In their defense,
You got to say
it's because Brandon Bennett forced at least 3 of those missed tackles with his spinning and juking and jiving.
And it was Terrence Anderson that was able to bring him down.
I've got him unofficially over 100 yards rushing now. Spun his way to the 31. Officially a 25-yard pickup.
And I thought Jameer Eggleston was going to have him wrapped up.
Yeah,
right away
he was.
To start.
I thought Carter Jackson, too. Another flag against Montour. Bennett tries the same play. This time snuffed out. It is the follow on the near side. Also got some help on the inside from Miller, but most likely more penalty yards against Montour. John Anderson also on the tackle.
Yeah, right where the flag was thrown, it was Noah Halija and Joe Calaguire in the vicinity.
Is it a face mask against Moon, maybe? We'll see. Linesman turning around, person foul, face mask, Tigers. So that's a half the distance. Actually, it's a full penalty from the 30 to the 15. That's penalty number 9 against Moon. 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Spartans, leading 21-10. So they grabbed the hold of Bennett's face mask, apparently. Sidecar Collins to the right. It's not Collins, it's Amari Wright to the right. Bennett to throw. Comes back to the left. Making people miss again. Can he find room? He'll cut it back inside. Brandon Bennett spinning to the goal line. To the end zone. Well, they would call that escapability.
Yeah, you tell he wanted to throw. Wait. And as soon as he tucks the football in, you know he's gone. The elusiveness of Brandon Bennett, right side, cut. Fight your way into the end zone for the Montour touchdown.
I think he made at least 6 Tigers miss. Brandon Bennett, great stuff. 2 touchdown runs now. Well, I think he's earned these cramps. Those 2 runs. And Moon now has a 17-point lead, so you can be more careful with him. But this is about the 4th time he's been stretched out for cramps. Not that he's gotten many breaks playing defensive back and quarterback. He's got 2 interceptions defensively. He's thrown for a touchdown and run for 2. He has been as advertised.
Brandon Bennett effect. You can do the Bennett Stern effect. You can do just the Bennett
Just take
effect.
a solo effect, right?
Yep.
He's like, listen, I love you, Xander, but I'm going solo. I'm going to have my own solo album out there.
It's been the story of this Montour Spartans team here in week 1.
Puts him over 100 yards rushing, 100 yards passing.
Going to attempt the extra point, number 9, Dalton Young.
Dalton Young trying to add his 4th extra point.
Kick is good. 7:52 remaining in the quarter.
I've got unofficially as the extra point is good. 113 on the ground for Brandon Bennett. 189 through the air. Plus 300. If you're doing the math. 28-10 Spartans.
Good start to the season. Can't ask for a better start.
Also a basketball player, was all conference second team quarterback. So here's the list so far. This will get bigger. Akron, Buffalo, Connecticut, Kent State, Marshall, Maryland, Miami of Ohio, North Carolina, A&T, Pitt, Towson State, UCLA, West Virginia for Brandon Bennett.
That's only going to grow. And Bennett, only a junior still.
He's got room to grow. Again, he's maturing. He's got a strong arm, according to Lucero. I like these comparisons, which I'll get to after this kickoff by Young. High and short this time at the 10 for Moon. They're trying to come to the near side. We'll get over the 20 and knock down right there is
In the return, number 16,
Ty Clater. So Lucero compared him to Cam Newton, threat. But I like these ones better. Dylan Feakle, who was a great quarterback here at Montour, 4-year starter, threw for over 10,000 yards. When he was done at Duquesne, Dylan Feakle was the top passer in the NEC. And also Jake Wolf. He played here the last couple of years, now a freshman at SRU. Slippery Rock had the big walk-off win in Montana yesterday, or Wisconsin, excuse me.
It was against Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah, Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah,
One of those states in the middle of the country.
Well, it was at
Minnesota.
Slippery.
It was in Duluth. Was it at Slippery?
It was at Slippery
It was
Rock.
Minnesota Duluth.
I know
right?
it was a 16-point deficit that they erased with under
They walked
7
it off
minutes.
with a 2-point conversion. Henry completes a pass
13 and 23.
to Jacoby, the tight end, I believe.
Second down, 8-3.
7-yard pickup. Henry is at 126 yards. If it's Jacoby, that's his first catch. You got probably maybe more cramps. So they got a conversation, I think, as you can see on your screen. Well, they're moving Moon back, so maybe a little safety precautions. No, I didn't see a sideline warning flag throw. Sideline warning flag means if you violate it again, you get a penalty. So it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 29 after Henry's completion.
See, some players are ready to go, some still confused.
Are they stretching someone out? I think they are. Maybe that's what happened at the end of that play. When they're moving them back, they did stretch out the receiver, Dublin Jacoby, who's the middle linebacker for Moon. He's back up. They're trying to walk off the cramp. Another throw. It's actually a new quarterback in. Long. Oh, and it's out of the hands of Clater. Richie McMullen, the freshman. Almost dropped the dime to Ty Clater, but it's incomplete.
Throw is there, just in and out of the hands of Clater. I like the play design by Moon and almost executed to perfection.
You know what? I like the pass by the freshman McMullen.
That had some zip to it.
Well, I can see this now. He's got, as a freshman, offers from Alabama, A&M, and North Carolina. Watch out for that freshman if he's a quarterback. That was a fantastic throw. 6'2", 185, the freshman. 3rd and 3. Just off the fingertips of Clater. Timeout, Moon.
Yeah, you want to set up things the way you want it here. It's 3rd and manageable. You don't want to send this to a 4th down, even if it remains 4th and 3. Just rather pick it up here now, then you don't even have to worry about it.
Coverage tonight on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. It's Moon in Montour. For more than 40 years, Edgar Snyder and Associates has served Western Pennsylvania by helping injured people and supporting the communities they call home. Edgar Snyder and Associates, proud to call Western Pennsylvania home. There's never a fee. Now we can point. There's never a fee unless we get money for you. Thank you to Edgar Snyder and Associates.
The Montour football boosters would like to thank their
On the flip side, our game drags on.
Get closer to that halfway point in the 3rd quarter.
Serafono's restaurant is sponsored. Makes sense for the Montour Spartans.
Here.
Joey Caliguire's grandfather, Serafino, his uncle, as we talked about, Dean Caliguire, played at Montour Pitt in the NFL, 49ers, and I believe a year with the Steelers.
Yeah, 1 season as a guard in the NFL.
Joey is a 2A lineman as a junior for Montour. It's McMullen in a quarterback. He'll throw again. Flips it out. Oh, miscommunication. Anderson turned. And closest to that ball was John Thatch.
To the receiver, number 2, John Anderson, Jr. Springfield Montour, number 0, John Thatch.
Lucas Hope will punt again.
Michael Lucas is also in that area. You want to make sure you're on the same page, especially the new quarterback into the game. Now it's...
So Hope boomed his last punt. Collins is moving back. Stern is coming up now, so they've got Montour being 10 men close to the line of scrimmage. Collins is the lone return man for Montour. Hope high, a little shorter this time, but Collins will watch it bounce. Takes a Moon bounce, a good one. It's going to roll all the way inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
In his touchdown.
See, okay, 1 boomer and 2 good rolls for the punter, Lucas Hope, the senior for Moon.
Yeah,
Gimpy Amari Marshall in front of his own bench across the way.
maybe a cramp going on for Marshall. He just fell down the bench.
I would assume that most of the things we've seen, fortunately, it's just been cramps. But again, it is very comfortable for the fans and for us fans. Montour student section in Hawaiian wear and shorts and 68 degrees. Beautiful evening for week 1 of WPIAL football. We had some scores. The biggest score, surprising wise, for us at least, was Hopewell handling Avonworth, the defending state champs.
Yeah,
Avonworth.
it's 21-14 right around the start.
Oh, so they came back to 14. Okay.
Yeah,
It was 21-7 when we saw it, where I saw it last. Handoff, Collins to the right. Short yardage. 2 to the 21. But big things expected from Hopewell. They've got a couple good players, including James Boo Boo Armstrong, who is a fantastic three-sport athlete. Saw him play baseball during the WPIAL playoffs, James Armstrong. 6:45 turning third quarter, 28-10. Montour with the lead and the football at their own 21. Brandon Bennett, 2 touchdown runs and a touchdown pass offensively, 2 interceptions defensively. Faking, trying to escape, dragged down from behind. Nice tackle to stay on by Chris Miller. 28-14 now, Hopewell. Let's say this. Brandon Bennett, at least tonight, has rarely gone down on first contact or first pressure.
He's just able to escape the pocket, get to where he wants to be, and you want to take him down, you got to fight for it. Right now, Brandon Bennett is winning every single battle that he faces.
Third down, hand up to Collins, trying to come left. He jukes back right. He spins, and he stood up at the 32. That'll be 2 yards shy of the first down. For the second time, we may see Montour punt. Like this tandem of Collins and Bennett. Collins, the sophomore, Bennett, the junior. They've got a whole bunch of college interests, as they should. Well, Bennett has played before. Collins he played last year, but not specific as a starter, so he'll pick up the pace. Not sure if Deontay Henry is done. We've seen McMullen on the last drive for Moose. He's had a pretty good game, despite the 3 interceptions. Stern will punt. Jamar Eggleston, Sevy Vendetti are back deep for Moose. That's a fake, and it's Stern, and it's a first down for Montour. Have I talked about his athleticism? And can I do it again?
Third, you didn't need Bennett on that one.
So that was just the Xander Stern effect.
Yeah, the Xander Stern effect. But when you have a ton of space on the right-hand side and you only got to beat 2 Moon Tigers, the odds are pretty good for Xander Stern just based on his athleticism ability alone. He's just able to fly right by him for the first down.
And week 1, right? Non-conference, 28-10. Not a bad call. Confidence in the defense. It's been outside of the one drive, which Deontay Henry Jr. scored on an 11-yard touchdown. Montour's defense has been good. They've got 3 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6 by Dylan Liddell. Bennett will throw. He'll roll. He hits. He doesn't go down. And he's hobbled again. He still doesn't go down. Look at this guy. Finally, it takes all 6'4", 305 of Jameer Eggleston to drop him for a loss back near the 25.
There's at least 3 broken tackles there, and then the big guy, Eggleston.
So if he's not cramping, he gets out of that to the near sideline and is on his horse, but he's cramped up again. They need one of those roll cans, right?
They really get the
I
knot,
could use that.
not out of them.
Xander, Tyler, you young guys, 3:30 in the morning, I could use one of those. And I'm not running around like Brandon Bennett. They do have a couple years on him. He's been impressive. He might be done. And again, just cramps, which is the great thing, right? Nothing to look to be serious. But let's say he gets dropped for a loss of 10.
If you have the winning ticket,
maybe the most exciting 10-yard loss on that sack.
And even if this is,
and again, if he's not cramped, he comes to the near sideline.
Yeah,
and he's on his course.
And even if that's it tonight for Bennett, what a tremendous night for him. First game of the season to come out with a performance like that on both sides of the football.
I've got unofficially 115 on the ground and 189 in the air, and the 2 picks on defense.
Just amazing stuff. Bright future ahead for Brandon.
Indeed. As advertised again. Collins in, direct snap, nothing. Wrapped up by Richie DeFallo, the sophomore at 6 foot at 260.
Hey, he got right around the block. Not much you can do.
Well, that's a design play to bounce it to the outside, and DeFallo was like, I've got other ideas in the right defensive end. That's a loss of 7.
Definitely not down and around the county, but we're kind of getting there based on the.
Well, this was from the 1st and 46 was right about this place on the field. This is 3rd down. It's Collins on the direct snap. It's positive yardage, but not a lot. Maybe the 21 would call it the 22, which is 5 yards back, but Now we'll see Xander Stern again. Most likely to punt this time on 4th and long.
Yeah, one good thing, though, for Montour with this drive alone is eating some time off the clock. Drive started at 7:18. At least over 4 minutes guaranteed just off the clock on this drive. Give Moon and Moon less and less time to work with. Only an 18-point game.
Stern is at his own 6, so hit this from around the 10. Moon's return men are at their own 45 again. Eggleston and Vendetti. Eggleston for the far passes. Stern likes that delay, that rugby style. Good hang time. Takes a fairly good rule for Montour. It stops at the end, which is artistic. Moon at their own 46 will get their second possession of this third quarter, trailing 28-10 with 2:44 left. It's kind of a picturesque punt landing on the gold Montour M here at the Spartan Stadium.
Now, if you're Moon, you're at the try.
There's a flag down, I believe.
Yeah, it's right at around the 38.5-yard line. I'd put it.
It's against Moon, which would be their 10th penalty. Illegal block in the back.
Exactly what it is.
So that should take them to the 36, I believe. They've got 10 penalties. Montour's 9. Quick math. 19.
It's drive number 9 for Moon.
One in the end zone, one led to a field goal. They had a 3-0 lead.
And then it was, 21 unanswered points?
21 unanswered for Montour.
And then it was just a trade of a touchdown from then. We've got to find some points here.
They go back to the freshman, Richie McMullen, at quarterback. We'll hand it off, running to the right, Deontay Henry, who's now playing running back, which he did a lot last year. He's comfortable. He's run the ball nice as a quarterback. Forced out of bounds by Amari Marshall, who's returned from the cramp. Henry gets a pickup of 3. That's a look, right? You could put Henry in the backfield as a quarterback or running back with McMullen in there.
Yeah, that's what
that leads you to trick plays too.
Yeah, it really does, because it's nice where you have a guy that you can put out in your backfield that could do multiple positions.
Henry puts his head down and does a good job to spin off the initial hit made by Liddell. It gets out to the 43-yard line, bringing up a 3rd down and 2. Pick up a 5 for Deontay Henry Jr. For Dream also in on the tackle. He's got some interest next level wise. Tyson Verdream mentioned Eastern Michigan and Buffalo. Could see some MAC action, right? That feels our midweek song when there's nothing else on television. Maction. It's out of 2 minutes. This run is a first down and more. Nicely done on the carry by Tyreek Hogan. He's over midfield. That's a pickup of 8 and a first down for the Tigers.
Hold up.
Oh, it's coming.
Flag at the 47.
I thought you were saying first down, but you were going. So you got to go like this.
Would that be the cue?
You were pointing like this. I thought first down. You got to go with this.
I was just doing the throw motion. All right, I'll go like this from now on.
Now we know. See, this is our first game working, so our communication will come.
It'll only get stronger.
I should have just erred on the side of a penalty flag, because that's 20 combined now.
Hey, it's week 1 for us too.
It is correct. Ball back to the 35.
It's 3rd down and 11.
3rd and 11. McMullen with a sidecar. Hogan, McMullen, pressure comes, gets it off, has his message. Sevi Vendetti, 65 yards straight for the score for the Tigers. On the money from the freshman, Richie McMullen.
What a throw by McMullen. Her Dream got in on the pass rush early and almost deflected the pass and batted it away, but McMullen gets it up just enough time, hits the guy in stride. Verdetti,
there's
long
the
way to
freshman
the end zone.
getting kudos as he should. That was a strike with pressure, as you said, for Bergerine.
Number 13, Jackson Wayne.
I said Wyland trying to make it 28-17. A little miscommunication. They reset Terrence Anderson to the far side. Kittles the holder. It's been good from Wyland. And Moon gets their second score on a 3rd and 11. And a straight from the freshman of the McMullen to Vendetti, also a baseball player. The senior Vendetti is counted on as one of the top returners. 35 catches last year for Vendetti, 453 yards, 6 touchdowns that tied for the team lead. The quarterback last year was, I got his name somewhere. I'll find it. Wrote it down. There it is right there. It would be Andrew. I was going to call him Dominic. Andrew Cross. Wanted to bring that up because he's now playing baseball at Penn State. 90 seconds to go. Moon gets back on the board. Nothing wrong with that pass for sure.
Absolutely.
From McMullen.
Nothing wrong. And that's what Moon needed. It's exactly what the doctor prescribed, and that's what Moon got. They got 7 points, 11-point game now, and you still have 13 and a half minutes to work.
It's the thing. You got McMullen now. You got Henry. That you can move the pieces around and have him straight as a running back, as a wide receiver with McMullen. And again, Coach Lynn called it a luxury to have 5 non-conference games. That's what you do in cases like this. You find out what you got.
Yeah, that was McMullen's second drive of the season. And we saw in his first drive, first pass, almost threw a touchdown.
Nearly missed there. Absolutely. Another kickoff for Wyland. High and short. He's on the near side for Montour over the 20. Center stepping and falling. The Carter Jackson was there. I know.
Amari Marshall.
You're going flags. They got it better than that. It was Amari Marshall, who's been battling cramps. He's limping a little bit.
Yeah, that flag's near side, 27-yard line. Came right.
Snyder got in on the action this time. See, forgetting this. You guys will figure out the old guy.
Come week 4, we're going to be pros at this.
This one will be penalty number 10 against Montour, it looks like. Holding. So that's now 21 penalties, 11 for Moon, 10 for Montour. We've had 5 turnovers. We've sprinkled in some pretty good plays, big plays, amongst all of the week 1 statistics of penalties and behind the sticks and turnovers.
15.
Bennett's back out there. He's certainly been the big play guy for Montour. Empty set. Got a sidecar. They got motion. A little jet sweep pass. Archie Collins. 20, 25, rolling down near the 30. Pick up a 14. That is a pass to Collins.
Second time we see a little pass like that, and now
again, really, it's a run, right? But if you're pitching it forward like that, so that puts Bennett over turn yards throwing the ball. That just gets the ball in the Collins' hands and lets the sophomore try to make it happen.
Well, Archie Collins just got the cramp monster attack, and he's now on the sideline.
That's caught a lot of, not quite the turf monster, but the cramp monster has been evident tonight. Quick pass near side. Stern makes one miss. Spins out of another tackle. Not quite. Good job to hang on by Chris Miller, the linebacker. But Stern is able to spin forward for pickup of 4.
And that was Tyrone Clater initially getting the first hands, but again, Stern and his athleticism, Sutter steps inside, forces Clayton to miss the tackle.
It turns nothing or negative into +4. This will be the final play, maybe the third quarter. Game clock at 30, play clock at 13. I believe that is Wright in the backfield. Good block by Amari Wright. Home run ball from Bennett. And it's knocked away. It was intended for the other Amari Marshall. And he's good defense with us. Johnny Haas who knocks it away. And another cramp for Amari Marshall.
Really been a heavy impact on this game. Just the cramps, especially Bennett. Marshall.
He got back up and shook it off, but now he's back down. Mostly Bennett, right? We saw the linebacker tight end, Jacoby for Moon, battle cramps. Marshall's going to go off. Collins quickly. We've seen Amari Wright with some cramps, but Brandon Bennett, who's been everywhere, he's still stretching it out.
I haven't seen too many, though, on Moon's side.
Yeah, really just that one after the Jacoby catch.
Yeah.
Nothing on the field anyway that we've seen before they could get stretched out on the sideline.
I know Marshall's had a couple cramping issues earlier on in the quarter.
Man, Bennett is still hobbled. We'll pitch it this time to Stern. Jet sweep right, first down and more for Stern. 4 yards over the 50 into Moon territory.
Stern on the carry.
23 more.
He's out of bounds.
Yeah, you see Bennett's really feeling the cramp. He's really trying to stretch out his leg. Sitting right around his own 40-yard line. Because he kind of wants the clock maybe to run out, but it's stopped at 9 seconds.
Stern went out of bounds. Bennett's like, look.
He's hobbling his way.
He's got the old man gates with the cramps. That's left calf. If it was playoffs, we would go lower body, but it's week 1. So, plus it's just a cramp. He's going to throw. Hobbled or not, he's going to run it for plus 3.
Yeah, that will definitely take it to the end of the third quarter now.
Each team trades touchdowns.
Richard DeFillo.
After 3, Montour 28, Mode 17.
17.
So, step aside, we'll be right back. Our coverage tonight is brought to you by our friends at Edgar, Snyder and Associates.
You're watching the Edgar Snyder Game of the Week.
Back at Montour, Bob Orkwis, Tyler Aaron, Xander Bush. This guy's got the touch on the computer. I do not. 28-17, despite all the penalties and the turnovers, had some excitement, a lot of cramps. Some big plays. The players that we highlighted have stood out. Brandon Bennett. Mitchell McMullen threw a touchdown pass to Sevi Vendetti. Touchdown for Henry. Xander Stern has been fantastic for Montour.
A lot of guys you can point out of this Montour team here tonight. Same with Moon. A couple standout guys to watch.
Dalton Young at quarterback. Well-deserved break for Brandon Bennett. He'll jet sweep it. Stern with another catch. Turns the corner to the left for positive yardage.
Yeah, even after the run for Stern on the sideline, still got to dodge objects. See the hurdle over the Montour bench at the very end of the play.
Give him 3, give him 191 in the air. Yeah, plus he was running towards the sticks and the digital down marker. He comes out. Rare break.
Yeah.
For 3s. Plays in all 3 phases of the game for Montour.
Well-deserved break for Stern.
He's earned it.
Been electric tonight.
Collins is out there. Stern has 8 catches for 191 yards and a touchdown.
Timeout called by Montour.
Montour will take a timeout.
This will be their first charge. Timeout.
Give me a chance to let you know our coverage tonight on Trib HSSN is brought to you by Edgar, Snyder and Associates, bringing you Moon at Montour. Injured in an accident, you don't have to deal with insurance companies, paperwork, and questions alone. Edgar, Snyder and Associates has been helping injured people for more than 40 years. Contact them 24/7, 1-800-934-EDGAR. Thank you to Edgar, Snyder and Associates. Thanks to Seton Hill University, also one of our sponsors. Bennett's back out there. Well, this kid's a gamer.
He just doesn't want to sit on the bench. Doesn't like taking no for an answer. Coach, put me back out on that football field.
On a 3rd and 4. Man comes in motion. Far side, near side, head up to Collins. He is stymied. Stood up and driven back. Nice job in the interior. Coming up off the bottom of the pile. Cooper McMullen.
Making the stop, number 77, Jameer.
Also big Jameer Eggleston.
Number 75, Richard DeFellis.
Following there. Eggleston again, 6'4", 305 as a freshman, has an offer from Pitt. Collins actually lost to
Montour really not really set yet. Play clock's at 8 seconds.
Yeah, Sturms comes back in. You're going to have to take another time out.
It's taking too long. Play clock was already below 10 before they even lined up. It's a very necessary timeout there for Montour.
They're down to 1, leading 28-17. They've had the escrow of the lead from that 21 unanswered points. So they've been able to really play amongst their penalties and their cramping issues. And a couple of turnovers. So one of them was a late pass by Bennett. Fumble, which they turned into an interception. It was I believe it was led to the Dell deflected interception, pick 6 for Montour, right after Collins fumbled near midfield. So they've done some great things. Not a clean slate by any means, but they lead by 11. 2-score game. 4th down and 6. Bennett's got a sidecar. Stern is slot right. I believe that's Collins, maybe sidecar left. He's a blocker. He leaks out. Bennett will run. Bennett will throw to Collins. First down. Inside the 30. Inside the 25. First catch. Actually, it's the 3rd catch of the night for Archie Collins.
That's a big play for Montour because not only do you get to continue moving downfield, but you're also going to be able to help run the clock a little bit. And we have a Boone player with the cramps.
The cramp monster. It's there. It's real. 11-yard pickup. Collins leaked out. He faked the block and leaked out into the left flat. Bennett, maybe he's not feeling the cramps, runs that. He made the right call there.
And it was a good job, too, by Collins to cut to the outside, but not so far outside where he's going to have to run himself out of bounds or get pushed out of bounds. And already was Stein having 8 plays of the drive and counting.
We've got unofficially 13 of 19. 241 for Brandon Bennett and 118 on 17 carries on the ground.
That's quick comm math is what we like to call it.
Again, unofficially, not the official score, but multitasking a little bit from our broadcast location. 8 of those catches, 191 and a touchdown for Xander Stern. 1st and 10 Spartans set the 25. Quick hitter drops.
Bennett's pass is incomplete.
Bennett threw to the left.
7.
Maury Marshall, the Cardinal center, running before securing the football on the wide receiver screen.
Even with that catch there by Marshall, Wasn't going to go very far with two Tigers ready right there.
2nd and 10. Just a minute and 11 into this fourth quarter. Montour on the move. Teams traded touchdowns in the third quarter. It was a 21-10 lead for Montour at half. Bennett scrambling to the near side, throwing to Stern. He couldn't get there. He tried to. There were several things in play there. The sideline, waiting for the ball to get there, but most of all, tied Clater on the coverage.
Yeah, he trying to go around Clater on the play. And really, Clater didn't really see the ball coming at him. He kind of had his back towards the football. It's all looking at Stern.
It's a PBU nonetheless. Stern almost matrixed his way into that catch. 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Bennett puts a man in motion. Tight end will set to the right. They'll throw it out there. That is the tight end. Catch is made. Rambling to the 17.
Stern.
Up Stern, who reset as the tight end.
Jamar Eggleston.
Right, Jamar Eggleston on the tackle, and he's in some cramp. Some cramp pain.
9 catches, 199 now for Stern. 249 through the air for Bennett. 4th down and 2 for Montour.
Seems like every other play, there's been a new player coming up with cramps.
And really, because you're playing hard, right? And you're hydrated, and everyone knows to hydrate, and I'm sure they've hydrated. And again, it's comfortable. It's not as hot as it has been, but it's a different animal when you're playing football in the pads and you're running around for 48 minutes, or actually 38 right now, a little less than that, with 10:28 to go.
And every player hydrates a different way, whether it's water, Gatorade, body armor. People do it with mustard or pickle juice.
Yeah, pickle juice and mustard now. Mustard became a vogue thing in the NHL.
Yep. Smelling salts, too, is another thing.
Yes. That's just to wake you up.
And see Ryan Lynn out there talking. Wonder what that conversation is.
He's working it too. I think he's changed his shirt. Did Ryan Lynn. He's getting the player stretched out right near him on the near sideline. That is Deontay Henry. Two-way player, which started at quarterback at the same time at running back for Moon. So Jance Henry down there in the number 17 shirt, but not padded up. That'll be a big get. Could be your bell cow running back for Moon. 2,800 plus career yards. Montour battling. They've got the first down, I think. Looks like they got the first down.
54.
Bennett. Brandon Bennett.
Bennett's carrying good. 3-2 smart.
That's the first down.
At least to my count here.
To be a teenager, right? Just to do all this with those trainers.
Yeah, absolutely. And to my count, this is the longest drive so far of the game for Montour.
Let's get right after Moon scored the touchdown to McMullen, scoring past the Vendetti. Bennett drops by Nico Williams, the defensive end, and a flag right where he was dropped near the 21.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of questions, and if I was Ryan Lynn, I wouldn't blame him. Because the ball came out, but it was like a throw, and he had there's the intentional grounding.
Very good call, Tyler.
Because I don't believe Bennett went down that quickly, because it's almost like he just kind of threw the ball. There's no receiver in the area.
So it
went right to the sideline.
Penalty comes from the loss, so you minus that. Then you take 5 from there and a loss of down. So very good call by you. So the pressure from Nico Williams causes the intentional grounding.
I don't think I've ever seen a play like that where a quarterback's about ready to go down and then I've seen him throw it away quickly, but not where
If Bennett
like
isn't battling the
underhand toss.
cramps, maybe he tries to avoid the rush, but he's been limited by the cramps. They snapped that too early. It's a second, and it's not 10. It should be more. Ball's at the 26. They need the 6. So second and 20.
Yeah, I don't see a flag on the field either. Maybe just a premature snap.
They're sending Collins off. Is that an equipment issue, maybe?
Maybe I do know, like equipment wise, maybe something with the leg pads. They have to go past a certain length. Players like to stretch it up.
Bennett to throw, then to run. And again, doesn't have that gets it away. How about that? He had Nico Williams at 6'2", 255 draped over him, and he almost got that pass to Don Barron.
Yeah,
Of course, Johnny Haas was almost there too, but he just did that with all arm.
It was almost looked like Patrick Mahomes a little bit there. Escape the pocket and just make a elusive throw like that as you're falling down. Almost got that completion. Maybe would have been one
In a
of the
crucial situation, you were winning a loss, right? With an incompletion.
Yeah.
That's big. This opener is 28-17. 2 top 5 schools in 4A and 5A. They've got Young back in. Dalton Young scrambling. Flags are down. Young still scrambling. Gets inside the 20, near the 18 for pickup of about 8. But a flag again. But if you're Moon, you would decline it because it was 4th down. Or it was 3rd down. Excuse me, not 4th. So thought it was 4th down.
Yeah,
It's going to probably take Montour back.
I think if you're Island, you want to accept it because if you decline
Right,
it,
yeah.
that's field goal.
I thought it was 4th down. In that case, you would decline it, but it's 10 more marched off against Montour.
So I call this now 3rd and about 3/4 of a count.
Hey, 1st and 46 worked. This is a little different than that, but it worked in the first half.
Brandon Bennett back in at quarterback too. Still with the limp. LeGrand.
Stern comes to the near side to the right with Barron. So trips with us. So Stern is closest to the end, nearest to us on your screen. Bennett will throw. Bennett will roll. Bennett will spin. Bennett will avoid one. Can't avoid the next one. He still gets it away. Archie Collins gets on it, but that's an incomplete pass.
And
It's incredible.
yeah, Bennett, he wanted to throw that ball, and after he was spun around twice, he tucked the ball in.
Just to avoid a sack again.
Yeah, but his first initial instinct was to tuck the ball in just to keep the ball security.
Well, if he has the burst, right? If he has the burst, he's going to run. It's a flag. It's going to be an intentional grounding again.
Now you can call it across the county. We saw what happened the first time.
So we're talking Beaver County?
Yeah, because now they're going left to right instead of right to left.
Or are they going back towards Acrisure and downtown Pittsburgh?
I guess they're going back towards Acrisure.
To our left, the horizon, we can see downtown Pittsburgh. At least we did when the sun was out.
You still can with the lights.
Stern, let's look.
Very pretty.
Yes, you can see.
Very pretty.
Look at Stern. He likes that delay. Skies it. Fair catch. That's beautifully done. Down at the 1 by R.J. Hazard. He's going to be careful. He wasn't in the end zone. It will be at the 1. More of the Stern effect. And these lights. And Renegades. Not have any cachet around these parts? I'm trying to think. Speaking of Acrisure, right?
I mean, when your colors are black and gold and you're not far away from the skyline, it's in view.
And your defense is out there, right? In the 4th quarter?
Black
makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Yinzers unite.
Absolutely. Again, 2 schools separated just 5.9 miles apart. Probably could get there in less than 18 minutes now.
Depending on the time of day and the traffic.
Yep.
on the runway. Could come down 65, or you could go maybe to the Parkway or 51 to get here from Moon.
Couple different options you got.
McMullen back in there, had the nice touchdown pass in the third quarter. He's in his end zone. He'll throw. Has his man on the down and in. A little delayed route. Catch is made by Carter Jackson for a first down.
And the reception number 8, Carter Jackson.
It's a pick up 23. It's now 88 yards to the year. I like McMullen. He doesn't have a lot of motion. What is his throws? A lot of wasted motion. Doesn't really step into him. He's got the big right arm. Flag against Moon. I've lost track of all these penalties.
Yeah, I have too.
We're in the upper 20s combined. So the two intentional groundings kind of through, let me see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for Montour, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, now 12 for Moon, so 24. Unless I missed one or two. There have been a lot, folks.
First down.
There really has been, but I mean, that's what comes with week 1. Players will figure it out come week 3. We'll be really settled in.
First and 15, McMullen spins the ball, fires it into too much traffic. It wasn't the up man batch. It was almost Brandon Bennett who just refuses to come out. He was looking for INT number 3, looking for the HT of INTs there, Brandon Bennett.
Yeah, that one was really close. And then cramps with some hobbling. Looks like he's about to go into one-on-one coverage here on the near sideline. He jogs up.
Listen, he had Bennett at 80%. Was probably good enough. Just battling those cramps all night.
And if I was Moon, I'd be looking at the near sideline with Marshall. He was just cramping up. It looks like it's going to be one-on-one coverage.
It'll be McMullen, a quarterback. Richie McMullen, the freshman. Got a touchdown pass. Spins the ball, steps up, trying to avoid the pressure. Gets grabbed on the shoulder, does get a yard, so he avoids the sack. That'll be third down and 14.
He's brought down in the backfield, number 55.
Jacob Havidel was the man who got a shoulder, and then he was MJ Lucas from the inside linebacker. Finished him. We got a Montour timeout.
Another cramp. Right
So
around
it's not an official timeout. It's a cramping situation.
right around the 19-yard
The cramp
line.
monster.
On the front trenches to a Montour.
That is all 5 of their linemen came back offensively, so that was a big part of the game. Brandon Bennett emerging, Archie Collins getting more playing time. The Xander Stern effect back in full effect tonight for Montour.
Yeah, Montour has a lot of exciting pieces that are fitting into the puzzle right now. It's going to be an exciting year for Montour, especially what they've done here so far in week 1 against Mint.
Stretching out Tyson Verdream, who's their talented junior defensive end, also tight end H-back. He was involved in one of the big plays, deflected the pass that Dylan Liddell caught on the carob and rumbled for a pick 6. By the way, I wanted to highlight a couple of the coaches either way. Since Moon has the ball, talk about their offensive coordinator, who's Mike McMahon, who played at NA and then went to Rutgers, played for the Eagles and the Toronto Argonauts and also in the UFL. He was the great offensive coordinator for a couple of years at North Catholic. He's now leading this Moon offense. 3rd and 14, McMullen steps up, dumps it, incomplete, behind Ty Clater. The other one of the best players I've seen at this level and at the next level, Ben Bladel, was great for Moon, even better at Grove City. He left Grove City 2-time Division III All-American and their leading sack guy. He was one of them.
22.
Well, this guy, if he's 6'2", he plays Division I. He just wasn't.
I saw him a couple of times when he played for Grove City.
I got you, Ben.
Broadcasted the game.
I got you, Ben. Yeah. At Waynesburg, I'm sure. He was in the backfield all game. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's his MO.
Maybe he had an interception too. That was a couple of years ago.
One of the other assistant coaches, George Patazanin, who played at Lehigh and then went back for Lehigh Pro Day, is helping out as an assistant as Moon
This will be their second
takes their second time out. A couple of other coaches for Montour I wanted to highlight. Jake Wickline, who was the head coach at Riverside and Blackhawk, played at Edinburgh and Slippery Rock. He's on the sideline. And Devin Wilson, back at Montour, helped them to championships, both basketball and football. Played basketball at Virginia Tech, back on the sidelines for Montour.
And if you're Moon here, what do you think you run?
I like him McMullen, although he's been off target the last two. But, or you could run your punter out there. That's what they do. Lucas Hope, 7-11 left. Though Montour did fake one earlier. See if they do it. But I think, you want to work special teams too, trailing by 11. But nothing like game action to get that in. Hope's been pretty good. Couple of rolls, one boomer, another short roll. I like that. That's effective for Lucas Hope. This rolls inside the 40 to the 37.
That's a good roll.
3 of the 4 times he's punted, he's got that. Look at a late flag. The Stern was knocked down, but was it Stern the aggressor? Either way, it's another penalty. What's our season quote? Because we're pretty near it, I think, in week 1 here. I'm talking about us as a broadcast.
Yeah.
Trio.
That's the 38.
You, me, and Xander. It's going to be 25 penalties now.
At least, maybe even more. So it seems like every other play, clock stops and cramp situation or a penalty.
That's why we're approaching 10 o'clock with a 7 o'clock kickoff.
What a way to start high school football season.
Dead ball, personal foul. It's sportsmanlike. It's against Montour. Yeah, you could play that song.
Yeah.
As a tribute to Dolly Parton. We had Bonnie Tyler from the Moon Band. She passed away recently. Holding out for her hero at the halftime show. Fitting tribute for Bonnie Tyler. So the moon, which came over the horizon, orange, is high in the sky and it's full. Can you able to shoot that? We're still out of it. Not that moon. You've been good with that moon on the field, Xander. Just trying to get the actual moon.
Okay.
Collins.
Try it now.
With a pickup of 2. So we're shielded off a little bit here in the press box, so we can't get the full effect that we're talking about. It's a picturesque moon. It's full. Over the Moon Tigers. It's been Young, I think, at quarterback. I'll assume. Nope, it's Bennett. Jeez. This kid's got heart. I'm telling you that.
Definitely the scouts are going to circle that one. That's heart and passion for the game.
Takes the snap with 1 second left. It's Collins. 30, 35, spinning over the 40, spinning over the 45, spinning to the 47, the 48, close to the 49. Oh, speaking of hearts, Archie Collins on that run.
You just can't stop him. He spins out of at least 4 different tackles on that run. Big gain. Montour back in business at midfield, under 6 to go.
I've got it unofficially at 65 yards. First down at the 49. And again, that's the developing offensive player picking up last year. Collins, last year, played a lot more defensively, but ran just 28 times and also had 28 catches. And those will increase a lot this year. This handoff, 2 arms on the football. Love that. Amari Wright pulls into Moon territory with a pickup of 5.
For Danilo and 48. Miller again on that sack. And a 5. Second down and 5.
Second and 5. Again, 2 arms around the football. Ball security. Amari Wright.
6. Amari Wright on the
2 more yards. 3rd and 3. Clock at 4:40 and turning.
That's true. Robinson on the tackle for Moon. Like the runs up the middle for Montour. Conservative approach here. And drive started pretty much right under the 7-minute mark.
That's also a game situation where if you're in a tight game as the season progresses, you want to be sure of how you're going to run out the clock. 2 arms around the football is always part of that. Call it 3rd and 2. So give 8 yards on the 2 carries for Amari Wright. Give Bennett stiff arm. His knee hit.
Number 2, Bennett keeps it himself.
It's a loss of 3.
In the game. Also the point.
Still almost got away from that. At 85%, battling a whole bunch of cramps. Top 5, by the way, either way. McKeesport in 4A, Newcastle, Montour, South Fayette, Kiski, according to the Trib. PG, McKeesport, Woodland Hills. Xander, happy about that. Montour 3 in both publications, Central Valley, South Fayette. McKeesport, by the way, according to the Trib, number 2 in state in 4A. Defending champs last year in 4A Aliquippa, they've moved back to 3A. Timeout. No, it's a delay against Montour. In 5A, it's Pine Richland, Penn Trafford, consensus. Peters or St. Clair 3. Moon is 4, Trib. TJ 4, Upper St. Clair, Bethel. And Pine Richland is number 1 in the state, according to the Trib. Last year's champions, Peters Township, they defeated Pine Richland at Ackershore. Eight teams in 4A qualified for the playoffs. So the top 2 plus 2 wild cards. And in 5A, 12 teams. So top 3 and 3 wild cards. That's way, way, way down the line. But just to get that out there on the record.
Well, before you know it, you're going to be in your conference play here in a couple of weeks.
Not just, just people forget about that from year to year with the wild cards and everything. So I just like to throw that out there. Stern to punt. Last one got it down at the 1. This one is end over end. Picked up by Vendetti. Sevy Vendetti on the horse. 40, 45, 50. Far sideline. Vendetti. 75-yard punt return. Touchdown. But there's a flag now.
Yeah, right at the 50-yard line. Right about when Vendetti was around the 15-yard line, the flag came out the whole way in front of the Moon bench. Or the Moon sideline. In better terms to put it. See what the call is going to be.
May negate the 75-yard punt return touchdown for Sevy Vendetti. I would have made this last 258 very interesting.
It'd be down to a 1-score game.
But not to be because we got another flag.
See what the call's going to be. See official talking with Ryan Lynn and Lou Serro on the far side. Something transpired in front of that Moon sideline because there wasn't a Montour player in sight where the flag went. Very interesting call here.
It's a touchdown. According to that, might have been just a sideline warning. No, it's a penalty maybe after the play, I think. So Vendetti does go 75 for a touchdown.
Here's the penalty as a sideline warning against.
So it is a warning.
This will count. Even if we're being first in the kick.
(28-23). So you're within one score, whether you go for one or two. They're go for two. As I see Richie McMullen coming out there. If they get two, you're within a field goal. We already got a 40-yarder from Jackson Weiland in this game.
Talk about Semi Vendetti here in the second half, responsible for, so far, 12 points.
65-yard reception, 75-yard punt return. That's 130 all-purpose yards there. They're going to force this on the two-point conversion, so it is a penalty. Sideline. The sideline warning was the second of the game, so cost them 15. So the two-point conversion is coming from the 18-yard line.
The 2-point conversion.
Yeah, but if you're moving, you get this. It's a 3-point game, 2:58 left.
So you're down to one timeout, but you're making it interesting, right? We're talking about game situations in non-conference to help you later in the season. This would be one of them. They're a little confused. They've got it under control. McMullen, the freshman, has got a touchdown pass. Will lob it, fading it. Vendetti fits.
The conversion is out. He did it in the Cigar out of that, did it? It's taking it into the bag. It's
28-25. The Semi Vendetti effect is on display here in the second half for Moon.
And now this game got more interesting. 3 points. We've already seen Moon kick a 40-yard field goal by the foot of Jackson Weiland. Anything could happen.
You only have one timeout, 2:58, so you'd need a first down or two maybe for Montour. Do you onside kick it? Putting you on the spot for the first time. Get used to that.
Oh, I'll be ready all year. I would lean more towards kicking it deep.
Me as well.
I think you have enough time.
If you could save that timeout, right, you're looking at
178 seconds.
Oh, that's great. So just under a minute. If you take the timeout, over a minute. You don't have that offensively, but you could make it work.
You also don't want to put Montour in a prime scoring range because, for example, if you get the onside kick, you're giving Montour half the field to play with. They put it in the end zone. This game's over.
Yeah, keep putting the 300 Archie Cummins.
So interesting. Let's see how Moon's defense adapts.
Well, it could kick it into the end zone. Onside, they got it! He got his own onside kick!
Now it's going to Montour.
Oh, he touched it. 9 yards illegal touching. 9 yards. He's a yard short of pulling off the perfectly executed onside kick. Illegal touching. Wow.
It was the far sideline judge that made the illegal touching call. As soon as he was walking forward, he started pointing Montour's direction. That's still a tremendous job.
You got that right.
That is
You're that close. That's perfectly executed.
That by 1 yard. That's all he needed was 1 yard. And this is going to be Montour football at the Moon 49.
Well, you're looking at maybe just one first down to seal this.
Still got that timeout, though, to use.
Collins tripped up, stumbles forward to the 36 for a pickup of 13.
It's a great run because he tried running up the middle, quickly didn't work, and he got bounced backwards. That created time and space for Collins to run out to the outside, right side, pick up a big gain.
Because he gets a first down, you don't take that time out. So the clock turns at 2:35.
And they're going to take their time with it, which, as you should, just take every single second you can get before you snap that football. Looking at 220 now.
Collins again. Fights. Maybe a yard, maybe not. Still on his feet. Thought he was down on the right side. And then he morphs for a yard to the left side. And more time ticking off the clock.
It didn't get much more yardage than that, but still at the same time, it took at least 5 more seconds off the clock. Clock now stopped at 2:01 with a cramped up Moon Tiger.
He was down the right side, and then all of a sudden he gets a yard to the left side. It gets the clock to 2:01. Not a timeout again. 3-point lead for Montour.
And these next 2 minutes are going to be really interesting. Potentially another first down could do it for Montour. It's still got that timeout. Both teams got one timeout in their pocket.
Walking on the Edgar player 71, True Robinson.
Was True Robinson, 6'4", 315, another one of the big guys for Moon. He stretched out. Clock starts.
Yeah, they'll be able to run this down to about 121 if they run the play clock down to 0.
Bennett hobbles back out there. Collins is looking a little bit worse for wear, too. He's up to 79 yards by my count. Collins winding his way, making people miss inside the 20. Actually stopped at the 21. 14 more for Archie Collins.
Brought down on the play by 53, Nico Williams.
Who's at the 93 yards.
Also on that tackle number 5, Justin Smith. That's good for another Montour Spartans. Touchdown.
Another first down. Moon might not get a chance to use that timeout now. And Lucero dials up every coach's favorite formation.
The victory formation.
The victory formation. They're short a player. Where are they?
Bennett takes a knee.
And this one will run out on his own now by about a second.
It took a while to get there, but they get there. Nonetheless, Montour 28, Moon 25. Final thoughts, Tyler Aaron.
It's an instant classic. This is exactly a game you want to see when you return in for a new season. This shows high school football is back, and these next 3 months are going to be a ton of fun to do.
Montour 1-0, Moon 0-1, final score. Montour 28, Moon 25. For Xander Bush, Tyler Aaron, Bob Orkwis. Thank you for watching high school football. Our coverage of Moon versus Montour tonight brought to you by Edgar Snyder on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Have a great night, everyone.